out of nowhere. It's gone. So much has changed. Now it's run by the game. This is war. Fuck PG in its mouth. Fuck Russell. Tear it out. Do the same to SmackDown. Same results. Dynamite collision too many belts and shows for you to figure out what you like every week. Week to week, same results. We are told to shut our mouth. No more lies born in your eye. We're all together. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. Waddle stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. Waddle stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. This is war. This is war. Out of nowhere. Waddle stole our song, but this is war. The original. Out of nowhere. This is war. 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 Out of nowhere. 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 This is war.
Wow, what a Dynamite tonight. Finally, pretty good show tonight.
This is gone. So much has changed. Now it's run by the game. This is war.
Welcome into Out of Nowhere on a Wednesday night. Finally, man, a Dynamite that I saw. A Dynamite that I could get into tonight. My God, MJF and Osprey tore it down to start the night. Over 1 hour of a match. No chance that Swerve and them stood a chance at the end of this thing after that beginning. But you know what? It's fucking unbelievable. Guys, if you're in the chat right now, we're about to start this bitch. Hit the like button. We need all the likes we can get, baby. Yeah! This is Out of Nowhere. Stand by, because Jake DeMarco's here. Oh, yeah, baby. And if you want to hit a super chat, they're available. And if you want to donate via Streamlabs, there's the link in the chat. And if you want to get nuts, hit the like button now! Oh, baby, man. Mercedes Monet. I actually know there's a pay-per-view next week. AEW did a pretty good job tonight. I'll tell you that. It's about time. It's about time, baby. Daddy Joe paid attention to the whole thing tonight. That's amazing in and of itself right there. Yo. Oh, yeah. What's up, baby? How's everybody in the chat doing? MJF Savage tonight. A child Gave him a shot across his sternum, and he gave her the middle finger. Might have been the highlight of the night. Maybe put that on a GIF or a donation or something like that. Damn. Here it is right here. Here it is right here. The girl's chopping MJF. You gotta love it. And she does. She gives him a shot. Watch this. And then, boom. And then MJF got this for her. Look at that. Oh, yeah, fuck you, whore. That's what he said. Someone said that he waited till she looked away. No, he looked right at her. Fuck you. She did miss it, though. Look at that. Oh, my God, bro. That is gold right there to me. I don't know. I'm a sick bastard. I loved it. I'm a fan of AEW Dynamite tonight. Hello, Jake.
What's going on, Mr. Cronin?
With a snake in his pants.
You went ahead and actually watched all of AEW.
I can't believe it. I watched the whole thing tonight.
Raw was damn good, I thought.
No.
And then tonight was a success. I was wrong. Ugh, I hate saying that, but I was. I thought they were going to go to a time limit draw. I really did, because that's like Tony's fetish. He loves time limit draws. 3 seconds away. They got me. I didn't think that they were going to switch the title.
Right.
I like what they did. It was a hell of a match and a hell of a setup.
They did the Bret Hart, Roddy Piper WrestleMania 8 ending in a different way, but basically that idea. I immediately thought what you thought. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a draw and this is all a waste of time. And then as soon as he went to do that pile driver, I went, and he stopped. I went, oh my God, they're going to do the Piper Bret Hart ending. He's not going to do it, and then MJF is going to roll him up. Or I thought he was going to roll him up.
So this gives them the rematch at Wembley, and I'm okay with that.
Except
at first,
Osprey
I was
might
like,
be the champ.
Yeah, and I'm like, why have the match now? Why have it? But it
to
worked.
set that up. Yeah, to set up the big
Wembley.
Yeah,
it was
now
good.
No,
I really felt like they should have held this off initially.
Jake, they told you
Wembley,
tonight.
and I was wrong.
No, but they told you tonight how much they see this as the match. That's why this match gets an hour and 5 minutes or whatever it was.
Exactly. Yeah, this is the main event, as where the real champion gets.
Swerve is out the window. No, I think right.
Swerve's just part of Team AEW. He's not even really treated like the captain. More Mark Briscoe is, but. Here's the thing. Before I forget, and I do want to touch on a bunch of wrestling tonight, but everybody's been asking me, in my opinion, over and over again, and I got to go ahead and let it be known. I think JD is a big turncoat, son of a bitch, an awful liar, a fake, a fraud. I don't know why Trump would pick him as his VP, but
yeah. Well, I think the guy. Pence was weird with women, and Kamala Harris is a fake fuck. And
I know it's just this guy really just
JD Vance is
Trump
fake. He's totally fake. He's a fake pick.
JD is one of the fakest people I know. I just I got asked a lot what I thought about JD, and I just had to throw that out there. So hell of a pick for VP, but I love how they did compare tonight. Cody brought it up to me before that they said that if Trump survives the assassination, is the same thing as if Biden makes it through COVID.
No,
it's the same semblance.
I'll tell you why I think it's the same thing. I'll tell you why I think it's the same thing, because I think they're going to try to poison or kill Biden. So, I
think the Democrats already did that, But
that might be this. That might be this.
That could be.
This
they're
could
like,
be
hey,
it.
you're not going to step down. We're
Literally,
take care of it.
All these reports the other day that they're going to poison or something to Biden, and then today he gets COVID. So, dude, I'm telling you, look out. They want to get rid of Biden. They're done with him. And they might get Trump too. So you might, this is crazy. I know, but something's fucking crazy, bro. Trust me.
Exactly.
So anyway, what's up, chat? Hit that
I'm
like
sorry,
button.
my ghetto neighbors are having a porch party, Joe. Everybody's drunk and
They're
something. They're having a porch party. All my ghetto neighbors, It's just all of them out there with a big box of wine making too much goddamn noise.
I like that. I can't hear them because you have an Audio Technica microphone. I mean, there's a hissing sound coming from it.
There's a little bit of a that's probably the air conditioner just trying to drown out the background. But
there's something up.
I'm telling you.
I'll tell you one thing, man. That microphone cuts out any background sound. Like your dog could bark, I wouldn't even hear it.
It's been all right. It's been okay.
You can't hear. That's one of the best mics ever.
We still lucked out with this thing forever later, you know? But like we were saying, you mentioned a great point. I know I'll forget to bring it up after. The Tiger Driver situation.
There you go.
I think this would have been perfect if they didn't fuck it up already with what they did at the last pay-per-view. At Forbidden Door, they had Swerve and Osprey going head-to-head, and then Osprey, all of a sudden, he goes to do the Tiger Driver. He yells it out, Tiger Driver, and he gets him up, and then Swerve got out of it. But the only reason Swerve didn't get the move is because he got out of it. He reversed it. So he was going to give him the Tiger Driver that time, and he was all excited for it. It was he screamed it out to the crowd, Tiger Driver! It lifts him up, and then Swerve got out of it. So for him to do it tonight and to be so conflicted, and not against the AEW champion, but against this piece of shit that you know would take you out at the first chance he gets, you're not going to do the move. Like, it just felt very backwards booking, but I get what they were going for with it. They just they missed the mark a little bit there, but still. And these are the matches I sometimes have a problem with because they kick out of everything, and that's the thing. And it shows, the resilience and the strength, but then you see people in a 3-minute match, and it's like, well, they just tapped out in 30 seconds, but...
My fecal matters
Holy shit.
on the floor.
What the hell?
It's okay, I am a horse.
Ride that
Fecal
horse.
matters on the floor. It's okay, I am a horse.
Oh, there it is.
Fecal matters on the floor.
Chris Elkins.
It's okay, I am a horse. Fecal
Oh my God,
matters
Chris
on the
Elkins out of
floor.
nowhere
It's
with a $50 super
Fecal
chat.
matters on the floor. It's okay, I am a horse. Fecal
Holy shit,
matters
Chris.
on the floor. It could be worse on the floor. Fecal matters
I
on
thought
the floor.
AEW was a shithole tonight. What? I liked it tonight. Oh,
It's okay, I am a horse.
Chris Elkins.
My fecal matters on the floor. On the floor.
Oh yeah.
Here you go. I enjoy watching as always.
Oh damn, Chris Elkins, thank you so much, man. Holy shit.
Hell yeah. That jacks me up right there.
I'll
Gets me
jack you
going.
off.
I can't even sing along to their music. It's all just Puerto Rican rap. So it's like,
What?
I just feel so excluded, Joe.
Oh, next door. Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the party, and instead I'm here
Just go
with
there.
you. And, I mean, it's fun still, but
Just go over there anyway and say, listen. Oh shit. What the hell? We're having a party here.
uh-oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god. The Soundwave 92.
What if the turkeys ate us instead of Maybelline us? What if the turkeys ate us instead of mashed potatoes? Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, those turkeys ate us. They cuddled us apart, and first they'd eat our nuts, and then they might eat a bus. Yeah, the turkeys ate us. What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead the turkeys. Thanksgiving was a little bit different. Instead, the turkeys ate us. They gobbled us apart.
80s remix.
Instead, they eat nuts, they 92 has exploded on out of nowhere, and he dropped a turkey donation.
Crazy, because people's blood might be the crazy. What now? The turkeys ate us. What if they filleted us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if the turkeys ate us? Thanksgiving's getting kind of fucking crazy because people's blood might be crazy. What if the turkeys ate us? What if they filleted us? What if the turkeys ate us? What if turkeys ate us?
All right, I'm sorry. I had to have a lot of fun with that. Soundwave 92, thank you for the $29 donation, the turkeys. Let's read his actual donation now. I just wanted to milk that one because
I'm ready to party now, Joe. We got
Right?
Chris and Soundwave making it a party in here. Woo!
yeah,
Getting all
bro.
hyped.
And that song's
No more
fire.
Woo energy for AEW either. That's right. That shit out the window.
Oh, did
It
they
was
get
so
rid of
funny.
it?
Yeah, they got rid of Ric Flair. They fired his ass.
Wait, wait a minute. What?
They terminated Ric Flair's contract.
Because we were talking.
Hilarious.
Wait, we're talking about
We
this
literally
last
talked
week.
about it last week,
Wait.
and the day after they terminated Ric Flair's contract.
So he's gonna
Like-
be able to do the thing in WWE that we talked about with
I
John
went
Cena.
ahead. I sent Tony a quick little like, "Hey, isn't it funny we
Oh.
haven't seen Flair on the show in forever?" And I think he was like, "I'm still paying that old bastard." And the next morning, whoop, out the door.
You did it, Jake. You've got him fired.
I
You
was like,
piece of shit.
don't tell me that. Rick's gonna come knock down my door now.
What have
I
you
don't need
done? No,
that.
he's going to thank you because he probably wanted to go give. He wants to do something with John Cena in the WWE.
Exactly. So he
Oh my
already
God.
said that he is. Ric Flair made his comments earlier. So Wrestling Inc. reports that he is happy if John Cena goes ahead and beats him. So Ric Flair tweeted out, "There has been way too much attention brought to this. Let's just set the record straight for the final time. My first choice would obviously be the Queen, Miss Charlotte. I think the world of my friend John Cena, who is an incredible athlete."
Wow.
And he goes on to say, "A genuine person. I will be the first person to shake his hand and congratulate him. If he breaks my record, I would for anybody who would break it. When that day comes, it will be an honor." And he put up pictures of him and John like embracing in the ring, and when
Oh.
Flair retired. So
Retarded.
yeah, Flair's gone. I mean, just crazy that literally the next morning it was like, oh, by
That's
the way,
so
he's
funny.
no longer part of AEW. They got rid of them with the Woo energy as well. So
That's crazy, dude. I was ranting about it, like you were talking about it. Here's the thing, real quickly. How about if Ric Flair says he supports John Cena beating the record and other people don't, and he's wrestling somebody, and then Ric Flair shows up like to back up Cena in a way, or you think so, and then he hits Cena with a chair, and maybe Cena still wins, but like Ric Flair hits him with a chair. I don't know.
well, that's why
Be
what's
funny.
his name? Jon Stewart attacked Cena in the match with Rollins
Oh,
at SummerSlam.
yeah.
Remember, because he wanted to keep him from having the record go up against Flair.
Totally forgot
So-
about that.
Right? I know, because it's such a I just always go back to that moment for whatever reason that night with the review is one of my favorites. And it's so funny how it's been so long and the temperature of wrestling has changed so many times. And we'll get into this a bit more later on. I got a couple of things I want to bring up to you, especially about WWE and people being positive about it. But going back to Flair really quick, he said, the last time he spoke to Tony Khan, he said directly, I gave them a finish to that match, talking about Sting's retirement match on the pay-per-view at Revolution. He said, I wanted those guys to have the same match, but at the end, instead of leaving me laying there like that, just keep me on the outside the whole time. At the end, as Sting is standing there, those guys are gone, I jump on Sting. Boom, boom, boom. He said, Sting does one big move to me, puts me in the Scorpion Deathlock, and we go out the way we did 31 years ago, just as how we started. It would have blown the roof off the joint, and it would have made me a heel, so I had somewhere to go. It's hard to get people mad at me now. I haven't heard back from them since. So the last thing he said to Tony was that. They never said anything to him. They never said, all they said post that was, that's a great idea. We'll call you later on. That's Rick's direct quote.
You want to know why?
And then he never heard anything back.
I'll tell you right now exactly why. Because, first of all, Ric Flair's public appearance where he got intoxicated and crazy, that's one thing, but whatever, that's not really it. The real reason Ric Flair went to hell in AEW is because Ric Flair bashed everybody, talked negative about the company in a way, and said, I'll just leave. Nobody wants me here anyway. And he said all this bullshit like about the company, and then a while after that, he really didn't do anything after he made those comments. After Ric Flair made the comments of, I'll just quit if you want me to or whatever. And he got all angry, upset, and he goes, I don't need this place and I don't need this and all whatever he said. It was something to those effects. And he said it over the course of a couple of days. And this is after all the bullshit that went on with everything. And it's weird because I feel like Ric Flair's legend kind of overtakes this a little bit. But I believe Tony Khan is so angry and so butthurt and angry. And I'm telling you this from experience. Like on my show, when people everywhere seem to just bash everything I do everywhere. And, somebody like Jesse is like, oh, fuck the belt or whatever. And I was so mad at him, bro, I never wanted to have him on here again. I guarantee you that sort of fucking sour thinking is Tony Khan's thinking because he's getting beat left and right by all this shit. People turning on him left and right, blah, blah, blah. I've been there doing this show. And so I can imagine that's something that set him off into what the fuck every single person I bring into this place bashes this place or gets negative as soon as they get here. What the fuck is going on? It was going on with the Hardys. Punk had just done his thing. Multiple other things. The Cody Rhodes stuff was lingering. And now you bring in Ric Flair and he's crapping on everything. I'm just a speculation, but I swear to God, things never were right again after that moment. And then, of course, Flair.
You weren't wrong because Tony seems to, I don't want to say hold grudges, but that's essentially what it is.
I don't think it's a grudge. I don't think it's, listen, I know what you mean, but I think it's just
you get what I'm saying, though. It's not like him being petty. It's just him.
It is a little
bit.
In
a way, it is in one way. Yeah, no, it would be petty, but I guess it's not like a total outlier.
I think it's him saying ride or die, bitch.
About the company. Yeah, you
ride or die.
Defend yourself. That's why, if you notice to this point, and we'll talk more about this later, but Cody has not spoken ill of AEW. He's critiqued a few things, but he's not said a bad word about them. And even when talking to Chris Van blah blah blah, he still could not utter a bad word, and they kind of made a joke out of it. But we just see a lot of what's coming on lately with this kind of, like I said, again, the change in the temperature of wrestling, and we see kind of back and forth how things are happening. One of the things I was going to bring up is Tony Khan has OUTTA, spends all this money. Has he been in any main event yet? One-on-one, and then tonight they have him in the main event. So I couldn't say that as a talking point legitimately, but realistically, it's like, you've brought in these people, you've had these huge name talents, and you really haven't done much with many of them, especially OUTTA. Like, that's supposed to be the biggest signing ever, and he just feels like another guy.
Well, he's
the
coming
don't feel
to
like
the CEO.
Champions. Exactly. That was his big thing, was the CEO. You got the hooker dance going on.
I thought that was funny, though. He did show some signs of whatever, but yeah, he doesn't feel like
it was funny, but it also
aura.
makes him look like a goof. And you're presenting him like, so far he's been able to say bitch, and then hot.
Yeah,
Pretty
why
impressive.
isn't he? Why did they not think like, hey man, let's book this guy like Shinsuke Nakamura in NXT? But it's like, and maybe they thought, well, we've already got an Osprey. But yeah,
You're not
Okada.
wrong. Oh, well, what time is it? I didn't realize. Sorry, I forgot I placed an order. Bong delivery. Thank you, child.
Oh,
What a good kid.
look at
Love
that.
this girl.
That's called
Love this
medicine.
girl.
That's medicine, is what that is.
Yeah, it is. Daddy's cough syrup.
Okay. Well,
Right.
you don't want to drink it like cough syrup. I would say, I don't know. Daddy's.
You don't gargle with bong water?
Well, yeah, but you don't drink it. You don't gargle cough syrup, do you?
Yeah. You add that
What?
shit right to my coffee.
I drink it, but
Yeah,
Gargle it.
you just add a little lean to the Dunkin' Clean. It's all good to go. Get some energy.
well, the government says that you should be eating a lot of Dunkin' Donuts now and not eating meat and eggs. So,
Hey,
you decide.
that's all right by me.
Yeah, I've been doing that anyway. Thanks, U.S. government.
Absolutely. One piece at a time.
Piece of your ass. How about listen to this?
What we got?
Oh, I guess there's no audio, or is there no audio to this? Oh, here we go.
What a tease. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Oh, no, wait.
You're leaving me hanging.
No, there's no audio. What the hell happened to the audio?
Uh-oh. What I did want to bring up, though, when we had a second, was the caller
here
that
it
you
is.
had.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my.
I don't know if is that real? Did he really say that tonight?
I believe so.
Taz said "speak, bitch" to
Jericho, yeah.
no to
to Mariah? Oh, I don't know.
Is this an
I
edit?
thought-
Hold on, let me.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shivani.
No, that's an edit. Somebody edited it. Okay, that's fake. Okay.
All
Anyway,
right. No,
what were you
'cause
gonna
Taz
say?
was going off, but I could believe it, but
He was doing weird stuff tonight, but he didn't say that. I didn't think. I thought it was fake, but
it could be. You never know. With this things, you never know.
it's hard to tell
Honest to
nowadays.
God.
No, you got to be real careful. I think that's an edit though, because I think I heard 3 different clips spliced into it themselves. So I think that
Could
was
be.
fake.
Speak up.
He
What'd you
might
say?
No, he said "speak, bitch." I think.
I know, but just
Now, if anybody
Trying to
knows,
cover
I
it up.
mean, let me know if I'm, right or wrong. But I'm not sure. I think it was fake, though. I think it was edited. But yeah,
it's real. People are in the chat say it's real.
What?
Yeah, Mariah May said "speak, bitch." Yeah, apparently, yeah. See,
Wow.
I thought I heard it tonight, but I thought it was Taz, not.
Oh my
Tony.
God, it's not
So-
fake. He really said it. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's real.
Oh
See, I
my
thought
God.
I thought I wasn't crazy about.
But Tony
hearing
said
but
it?
I'm like, it was Shivani that said it. I thought though.
Oh my God.
When you played it back,
That's
because-
great.
But I thought it was Taz when I heard it live, so I was just
Let's hear it.
confused.
Let me hear
But
it
yeah,
again.
no, it's real. Thank God, we got an awesome
Oh,
chat.
speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my
What?
bitch. Come on now.
Oh, it is. It's Tony. Oh my God, it's Tony Schiavone. You think he
Yeah.
thought he was muted?
No, I think because they're trying to present her as a heel, and people thought it was actually Tony Storm coming out at first. So I think they
Dude,
wanted
but he
to
called
make-
her a bitch. What the
Yeah.
fuck? Like, dude.
I think they wanted to try, because I'm like, why would they make Tony? I came in a minute late, and I was only listening. I wasn't
He's gonna
watching.
get
So I'm like, why are
canceled.
they going to have Tony be a heel? And I'm like, oh, all right. When I came back in, I'm watching. I'm like, oh, it's Mariah May. I went to go grab a drink, and I'm like, I gotcha.
Oh, this is Mariah
But-
May. I didn't even know.
Yeah, she's dressed up as Tony Storm, and that's why she was.
I thought you were
basically
saying
going
Tony
on-
Storm, not Tony Schiavone.
No, no. Yeah,
Oh
Tony
my God.
Schiavone said it, but it's Mariah May being Tony Storm. She's pretending
Mm.
to be her there.
Okay.
Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now. Oh my God, Shivani. What the hell is wrong with you?
Wow. That's
He was
crazy.
defending Tony, and I know
That's-
what they were going for, but
Speak, bitch.
I didn't think it was a great promo, and I thought it really didn't make much sense. She was trying to come across as Tony being the heel, but
Speak,
they
bitch.
keep doing this in AEW, and that's kind of the problem here. There wasn't a huge build-up to the MJF and Osprey match. They announced it last week, and it was just like, all right, next week we're getting the match. Holy shit. This should have been built, in my eyes, for weeks. This was great. This was a really awesome match. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of the things that I do have a problem with at time, but that's just kind of modern wrestling. And when things are good, you got to kind of just throw the okay stuff off to the side. There's a lot of good in wrestling right now. I'm surprised you didn't really like Raw, but you only kind of watched highlights.
Yeah,
you
I
said,
didn't.
as well,
I-
right?
yeah, like I couldn't do it, and then I watched the highlights, and I thought they sucked. So
I'm telling you right now, I thoroughly enjoyed Raw. Surprisingly, there was really only very few things that didn't hold up. The rating this week for Raw was 1.759 million, so down a little bit. Or excuse me, 1.669 million, down from last week's 1.759 million. So down a little bit, but I know you're not crazy with the Wyatt Six stuff. And that's the thing. So far, they haven't essentially presented or done anything supernatural. They've been creepy, they've been eerie, and the promo that Rowan cut is, again, probably one of the best I think he's ever done. Not that he's done many, but that actually brought me to tears at one point. And the story that he told of how, I went ahead, I was doing great, I was in a family, we were invincible, we were unstoppable. Then I lost a brother, and it broke me. Now the thunder's rolling. You hear that? Holy shit.
I didn't hear it because your mic's so
If
good.
I lose If I lose power, you know what happened.
Yeah,
So,
dude, it looks
if I
fucked up
disappear,
outside.
God damn, that was loud.
It looks like a giant tornado at any point is going to just kill us.
That that was probably some of the loudest thunder I've heard in a long time. Holy shit, this mic is good, huh?
Now, Jake,
so yeah, you said I lost one brother, but I got back up. I dusted myself off because that's what you do. And then I lost another. And so the first is Brody and the second is Bray. And he's like, and I felt lost. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to continue on. I wanted to just be done with life, essentially, is his point. And then Bo gave him purpose again. And I'm like, this is a hell of a story to tell. And when Bo is being attacked and laughing, he's doing the yeah thing is, Brody. And then he's there you are for Bray. And he looks just like his brother with the beard he's got right now. Like it's so eerily reminiscent, but in a good way. And the story they're telling is acknowledging Bray and Brody's death. Their passing is what's making them find a new purpose together as a family. So I like the creepy. I've always been more into like the macabre and horror side of things. I love horror movies, and I can suspend disbelief for certain things. I know that's what's funny. Like AEW is supposed to be more realistic. So when you get a guy that kicks out of 50 things, it takes me out of it. With this stuff, there really wasn't anything that really was that crazy. Like they walked out to the ring and they intimidated them by being creepy. I liked it though. Like we're getting progression. Now we actually saw them in the ring. Bo's getting hit. They have, as where before when Bray came back, the most recent time before his passing, it was weeks and weeks and weeks. He came back in Extreme Rules in September. Mm-hmm. He didn't have a match or anything really in ring until the Royal Rumble, and that was his last match with that pitch black crap that they had to put on, for the sponsorship. Mm-hmm. But that, you know what I mean? It took 5-6 months to progress any of the little bit of the Uncle Howdy story. We had really no idea where they were going with it. It was just drowning again. But you have to remember, like, it was under Vince the last time. It was when Vince was in charge, and we saw how Vince handled things. Shelton Benjamin, again, being interviewed, and he says, being asked, what was up with the thing where you didn't speak, where you just looked around with your eyes? Remember when he did that for a couple of weeks on SmackDown?
Yeah.
Jesus, that's loud. And he went ahead and he would just shift his eyes around and kind of look and stare into the camera.
Yeah.
He said Vince told him that's his new character. And he said, well, what am I doing? Where are we going with it? And Vince told him, I don't know what we're doing. I don't have any idea yet. We'll figure it out. Just go with it. So for all that time that he did that bullshit, just being a mute and looking into the camera, shaking his eyes around, Vince had no clue, just making him be a trained puppet. So, I don't have much faith in the final years of McMahon. We saw how many bad WrestleManias, how many bad Raws and SmackDowns.
Well, let me stop you there because
I don't want to blow Triple H either. He's not hitting, batting 1,000, but things are much more competent and better than.
But how many times did he do that and it worked out? That's something that gets done all the time. Like, we don't know how it's going to end, and then it ends well. And sometimes it doesn't end well. It's like
most times it doesn't end well, and it hasn't ended well in a long time. So people rightly are dismissive and pessimistic. I'm trying to be a bit more change my outlook, optimistic with it. But
I don't like it at all. I don't like the Wyatt stuff. I feel like it's the classic same thing we've seen.
And that's okay, because I think a thing of today's wrestling is that's not typically something you enjoy, but there are other things that you enjoy on Raw or SmackDown, and I think that's kind of the thing now, is that there's going to be something for everybody everywhere. And that's kind of the glorious part of wrestling. I don't think I'm seeing people that want more of the dramatic have the Liv Morgan. People that want more of the serious brawler stuff, you got Sami Zayn and Ilya and Braun Breaker, and you've got the Bloodline, and you've got certain different types of wrestling. You have the women's storylines going on. You have all tag team wrestling is becoming more prevalent again. I think there's just a lot out there, for everybody.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot to be positive about.
I think they do that, but I just think that for me, it's like there's just not enough. It's got to be. I've never seen. I don't know. I just don't think there's. I think they try to do that variety. I don't see a lot of it right now. For me, I don't see it, but I just think it's the Rhea Ripley stuff was a bit cheesy with Damian Priest. I think the other stuff they did was really good, and I didn't see that segment until later. Like the other part of that stuff
My like I said, memory sucks. Shitty headache day. So before we go too far, Rhea Ripley, your suggestion was basically make it more of a soap opera and it basically go to a wedding angle and make it more of a mess with Rhea's head and have her essentially be told that she couldn't be coming back and she took her off the shelf permanently or at least for a longer period of time. And I don't disagree with you. And I was kind of felt like they were a little gun shy and brought her back kind of early. I know they got to set up the SummerSlam, but she's not cleared yet. They're going to build to the match. We'll see what happens as they get there. But I really thought it was, like I said, it was a soap opera, but I like what they did. They had a continual thread developing all night long, and everything progressed the story somewhat further. So you still don't know all of Finn Balor's intentions. You see Damian Priest trying to help Dominic, but basically being like you dug your own grave. And Liv still trying to mess with Dom and Rhea's head. And I think it's personally going to end with Dominic turning on Rhea, and Liv will retain the title at SummerSlam.
And that sucks for me. Well,
That's
no.
what's up, brother.
It's cool, but like I'm also kind of like fuck because I like Rhea and Dom together. I think that was what was cool. I think if they split up, that I don't know, man. I think we're gonna lose something here. I feel like I don't know. I don't want them to break up. I want Liv to go too far, and then Mommy has to save his ass, and then they're back to normal. That's what I want. Because
okay. I could see that, but that's what you want out of it, and I get that. And we'll see what comes of it. But so far, I don't feel like they've done anything that makes anyone look foolish, ridiculous. We've seen a lot of bad.
Priest looks ridiculous. That's it.
How do you think he looks ridiculous? I beg to differ.
Backstage.
I think he's actually.
So again, I thought that the other thing with Priest was really good, but I didn't see it until after. But that backstage stuff where he was like, he just sounds like an idiot. Like where he's like, hey, you're gonna have to explain that to Mommy. Speaking of that, here she is. Like he just like sucks. Like I don't know. He's not.
See, I didn't mind that as much because it's been weeks of him telling Dominic, stop fucking around with Liv. Handle this now, or it's gonna come back to bite you in the ass. I told you this is gonna fuck you over. How many times do I have to tell you?
That's not what I'm talking about though. Like that next part is fine. Like that happening then.
No, but when all he had to say is something like ha ha ha, here's Rhea, it still works for me. I think because it's developing. I think it's still developing the story because he's told Dom 100 times. How many times do I have to tell you?
No, this was after the match. He was like, "You're gonna go out there and have that match," and then he lost in front of Mommy or whatever. So yeah, and so what's his face is like, "Oh, you lost in front of Mommy." You're like, I don't know. I just thought that was real bad. I saw that and went, "Oh God, I don't want to watch this."
See, I didn't mind that. I thought it was more with the teasing of Dom and kind of getting under Dom's skin, which was eventually, I think, going to lead to the turn. But we'll
I know
see
it will.
what happens.
I just don't like the acting is what it is. I
Drew,
think I'm fine with what they're doing. That's okay. I don't have a problem with the story. I don't like the acting. I think the Priest, it just comes off it came off cheesy to me. That's my problem. I like
I didn't mind it as much, and usually I'm a bit more critical on that stuff, but I really didn't mind it. I felt like everything made sense, and that was kind of, again, we got a really good promo from Priest in the ring against Gunther.
And then Jay's
calling
hitting
him
on her?
street trash. Yeah, calling him street trash, and Gunther just basically saying, I had parents that loved me. I was given every opportunity because I'm better than everybody. I don't have dreams. This wasn't my dream. I'm here to bestow greatness upon titles and reigns and all sorts, and it was great. I mean, they really presented both sides very well, and Damian Priest, again, coming off more of that face side, and I'm looking forward to the match between these two at SummerSlam. I do not know what they're going to do yet. I don't think we're going to get a screw job finish, but how do they have Gunther lose here? I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but I'm all for that. Then Drew McIntyre, God damn it, he's so good. And him refusing to apologize to the referees to get the match because I didn't do anything wrong. He's not a heel. That he feels slighted, and he's got that tweener status still, and he's doing things like a heel, but he's right. He's proven right time and time again, and that's kind of the backbone of this. I can't wait to see what happens with this as it all progresses. We're going to see Punk return shortly, and the little things we've gotten so far, the beats of the story, all of it, I cannot wait for the match. I mean, like I said, Sheamus and Bronson Reed had a really, really good opening. I don't know why they changed Sheamus's theme song, but whatever. The women's tag match was actually really good with Baszler and Stark. I love the finish. So Baszler gets ready to do the knee. Stark throws, I think it was Carter up, and then she like does a jumping knee right to her face. And what a sell! I mean, it looked like it knocked her teeth down her throat. The only thing I could say was disappointing would be the main event, because they had to do the fuck finish to bring in Braun Breaker, and we're likely getting the triple threat for that at SummerSlam. And I think Braun Breaker will win that, and then that's what we'll see Sami Zayn lose, but he won't be pinned. I think that's kind of what we're going to see happen. Right now, we only have 2 matches for Saturday, August 3rd in Cleveland. We have Damian Priest versus Gunther, as I mentioned before, for the World Heavyweight Championship, and then Bayley taking on Nia Jax for the WWE Women's Championship. So we know both of those are the King and Queen of the Ring winners. That's why they got that. We'll get Rhea Ripley and Liv. We'll get likely CM Punk and Drew, but they're just really building up SummerSlam. So I'm excited.
I think SummerSlam's I don't know. It'll be all right when it gets here. I just, I have no patience anymore for anything. I just want to let's go. Tonight, AEW, what did you think of them making this match? MJF Osprey. It was like an hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 10 minutes. Did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched start to finish the entire show. And like I said, they did some great things with this. A lot of story built in here, with it being like, Osprey injures his shoulder at one point and they have to pop it back in during commercial break. So that's kind of a explanation for the loss. Plus MJF also cheats with the Dynamite Diamond Ring at the end. They landed that timing perfectly. They lined it up where there was still but 2 seconds to spare. MJF gets the win.
The oxygen mask killed me at the end.
I loved that, with him just rolling his eyes like he can't breathe and falling all over the place and holding the belt. And then he's like, it was an easy dub, as he can barely breathe. But he was saying,
I thought he said easy dub. I was like, what's he talking about?
No, he said it was an easy dub, easy win. When he went into the crowd, like you started to pay,
the kid
attention to earlier. Oh my God. First throwing the water, ripping the signs, flipping people off later on. Like, they teased the spot through the table for a long time, and that elbow looked devastating. He landed hard. We don't get to see MJF wrestle much, obviously, and this is great. Since his return, hey, we've gotten, 3 matches now, I think?
Yeah, they gave us their version of Hart Michaels tonight.
Yeah, and they've done this many times before, so I was honestly shocked we didn't get the time limit draw, because I'm like, how are they going to beat either one of these guys? How are they going to really go through with it here? And the fact that we got that finish, I was entertained. It builds up a lot going forward, and I feel like, hey, it was extremely entertaining. You get to a point where the live crowd was always in it. I'll give them that. For me, it was like, all right, so we got another 20 minutes to go, because they're going to go the hour, was my thought. So at like the 40-minute mark, there was a point in time where it kind of hit a low. But, you see the Poison Rana. And then they did the one of the spots I liked, which I usually don't care for, but they were so quick with it, was the fast count, with them rolling back and forth, pinning each other. And so it was a 2 count, 2 count, 2 count. Then they did 1 counts back and forth, like 10 reverses. And but it was so late into the match. The fact that they still had any cardio left to do all these things was incredible. MJF did a great little sell moment as you see Osprey going for the hidden blade, and he goes to hit him, and MJF collapses from exhaustion and misses it by that much. Like, they caught it good. The ref bump at the end was great. I mean, kudos to
Styles clash on the outside apron.
Yeah, like, that was nuts. That's what I'm saying. At certain times you see certain moves, and it was like, the Styles clash from the top rope, and then there was a few times, and I'm like, that really should have finished him. Anybody else, that would be a hospital moment. But the match ended at 59 minutes 58 seconds. MJF wins. It took out I think 2 1/4 past the 4th segment, right, or 5th segment. So it was like an hour and 10 minutes, hour and 15 minutes altogether between entrances and everything. I love that they went back to the Diamond Ring finish. I mean, that's always MJF's character. And it was kind of, I don't want to say disappointing, but a lackluster way to get the Acclaimed into Team AEW next. So they have everybody backstage, and they said that the Acclaimed requested this time to speak with Mark Briscoe, and they're like, I helped you when the Elite jumped you, but that wasn't why. But we want to be in Blood and Guts. We came close to getting the tag titles back. We beat the Young Bucks before. We got their number. It wasn't a bad promo, but it just kind of felt like why do they have to ask to be in the match? They should be scouted kind of idea. Little nitpick, but. Now, the only thing I didn't care for, surprise, surprise, is the goddamn learning tree. I know Matt, Triple M and a few others are in love with this shit, but it's got that X-Pac go away heat for me. I tune out.
What's that?
I don't.
When you go
the learning tree.
When you go
Jericho.
inside China?
Right? That's a different kind of heat. That's the 4-inch clit entrance. But Minoru Suzuki shows up, and next week they'll be facing each other. Do you give a shit about an old man fighting another old man? I don't care.
No, I didn't care about Minoru, whatever. I don't care.
I was never nuts about Minoru Suzuki in wrestling. I mean, some of his MMA stuff was cool, granted, and he's a certified badass, no doubt about it. The guy's legit, but this is... people were like, oh, it was short, straight to the point, it wasn't bad. And I was like, it just dragged on, and I understand that he's trying to create the ire of fans, and he's trying, but it doesn't even have like that cheap heat feel. It's just, I don't want to watch it, I don't want to listen to it, I don't care about any of it. My mind immediately tunes out, and it's unfortunate because there was a point in time where Jericho was so pivotal to this company. It was almost like AEW and Jericho are inseparable. And now, if he's gone, it'd probably be better for them.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of it. It's almost like the Wyatt stuff where it's like, okay, every week he does the same thing, and where is this going? What am I watching? Is this going to get better? Is it going to start sticking? Is it going to start making me angry? Like, it's not making me anything. I'm just like, whatever. Brent Porter says, those Stabbing Westwood songs I have are Crawl, Control Z, The Thing I Hate, blah, blah, blah. Well, you named a bunch of new Stabbing Westwood songs, like new ones that aren't classic ones, but I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I got to go read another message. He's asking me questions about Stabbing Westwood, but I don't know what we're talking about. Let me read your other stuff and figure out what you're talking about. Brent, but yeah, sure, make something. That'd be cool. Janelle Banks. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I'm missing part 1 to that, Brent. What were you saying? I don't know. Anyway, let me know.
Well, Joe, one of the things I have to bring up, I started to mention earlier, is that caller from last night. Oh my God. What a clip.
Oh my God. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, let me play it. For the people that
you
don't
have
know.
To.
They may not know what we're talking about. This guy called me the other day. Listen to this guy.
Yeah, you just randomly opened the phone lines, and you just got some very interesting callers.
Not unplugging and not paying attention. It's just so hard, but it's in your face every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, you can't help it. It's like you got to pay attention, but you didn't want to know all that. Hey, listen, but I appreciate it. Good call. But before you go, let me ask you this. Can you repeat after me? Rape is good.
No.
One more time. That. Hey, listen, but I appreciate it. Good call. But before you go, let me ask you this. Can you repeat after me? Rape is good.
No.
I love the clip you got out of it, too, because he dragged it. He was like, wait, what did you say? Like, and you repeat yourself, and he just goes, no.
No. Repeat after me. Rape is good.
God.
No.
It's so good. I died.
I was surprised he didn't do it. I actually thought he might do it. But I guess he's a good person, sort of. No.
No. And like you said, what would it have mattered? No one knows who you are, but he still held to his morals.
Right.
So,
that's what I'm saying. He's morally, on the ball.
Speaking of morals, Cody Rhodes said that his WWE return didn't happen without the help of Conrad Thompson. And he said that Conrad reached out to him and said, is this true? Is your contract really up? And he's like, a lot of wrestlers lie about that to kind of build up interests. And he's like, no, this is legit. So if he didn't reach out, he would never have known WWE had any aim of finishing a story, So it's interesting to hear. But Cody obviously doing a lot of media, and one of the things he said, and I get it, but thankfully he does have that little bit of edge to him. He said one of the things he regrets so far is when he brought up that The Rock had little dick syndrome. He said that people in the back high-fived him, and everybody loved it, but he said it felt very off-brand to him because he has so many young kid fans, and he's like, it just made me feel icky, was a direct quote.
When he said that in the WWE, I don't even remember it.
Yeah, when he told The Rock he had little dick syndrome. So funny enough, but Cody went ahead and would not say a bad word about AEW, but he did say a few things to piss off the fans. I know you've seen some of it, but he basically was saying that AEW needs me at this point to be kind of that villain. You know, there's a certain subsect of fans that really alienate the wrestling audience. And unfortunately, it's those people that need me to be the villain. You know, AEW didn't need me. They were better off without me. I signed last. I didn't even care about it. You know, they need that. That's not true.
They were not.
It's not true.
Right. And they're better off without me is just so not true. But yeah, I know.
Exactly. But those fans need to believe that in order for them to support and ride or die with AEW. And he's talking about how that subsect of fans makes these issues and makes people feel, you know, unwelcomed. And it's like you're alienating people from wrestling. You're not bringing in new viewers. And he's right. I mean, we see Dynamite getting around the same as NXT, 600, 700,000 views lately, and it's not great. And I don't know how TBS could be happy with that. One thing that got people really upset is Moose, the current TNA champion. And I know we don't talk much about TNA here, so I'll be talking with Spaz about Slammiversary tomorrow. But I'm going to go ahead and say it's been interesting to see the NXT-TNA crossover and what they've done with it. Joe Hendry's been over a few times. I'm really high on him. And Moose has gone ahead and said nothing but, you know, sings his praises for WWE. And sadly, a lot of people have just come out of the woodwork to attack him over this. He said that working with AEW was a very selfish relationship. He said, you know, there's not one company that's being selfish currently when he's talking about WWE. He said this is how a relationship is meant to be in pro wrestling, and TNA and WWE is doing the best job of it. So he said, I think this is the best relationship that TNA's ever have. We're way better than the one we had with AEW, better than what was done with AAA and any other company. And he's explaining how, you know, it was just a very selfish thing. AEW only wanted to put themselves over with Kenny Omega. Remember, we didn't see wrestlers going back and forth, and we saw Kenny Omega win their title. And it was like, why does he have to be TNA champion? You know, but whatever.
We know why, because WWE doesn't need anything from TNA other than, or to like, it's a business insider thing, so they'd rather give everything to TNA because they don't need anything and they can't get anything from TNA. So it's obviously going to be a big give.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think they can get some things from TNA.
No, they can, but they don't really need anything.
No, they don't. But they're making a certain audience very happy, and that's especially the NXT audience, because that's the more into the internet wrestling news and things like that audience, you know, same as Dynamite typically. And Raw and SmackDown tends to be more casual, and then nobody watches Collision and Rampage. But he's right, and you see it, and I think they do have some things to offer. We've seen the Radicals come back and form themselves again. You know, they were MSK, which I was never crazy about the marijuana smoking kids name. But it was good to see them go ahead and, you know, the Rascals are back, baby. Can't go wrong there.
What's my name? Dunkachino. It's a whole new game. Dunkachino. You want creamy goodness? I'm your friend.
Matt Cologne.
Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Let's go.
Let's go. What's up, Matt Cologne? How you doing, my man with the big wrench? Matt Cologne dropping the Big 10. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it, bro. What's up, baby?
But people were treating it, you know, as Matt chimes in here, thank you so much. People really treated it, you know, like I just saw this crazy hypocrisy, because it was like, oh, you dare to speak bad about AEW, but really I think he was just trying to highlight how it's been a successful environment working with WWE. And there's been a lot of this, like, hey, you know, WWE, it's not creating new stars. It's not, and I feel like that's the opposite right now. I truly, for the first time in a long time, feel like they've really pushed a lot of talent, you know, that was either recently in NXT or I mean, look who's on the top on both shows, and a lot of them were former NXT stars just a few years ago. Gunther, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, the line goes on. And it just kind of is getting to the point that I enjoyed in the Attitude Era, where everybody has something to do. And
I've been going to wrestling shows for over 30 years.
Ooh.
Never in all that time have I ever felt
my God,
until
AJ
last
Adams.
Sunday that my security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
Heard Biden was at the NAACP convention and mistakenly said hello brownies and blackness. I thought this was the KKK convention.
Did he really say that? Because that would be, oh my God, bro. AJ Adams. Man, what's up, AJ Adams? But anyway.
Yeah, see, Soundwave just made a great point, too. He said Tony Storm ignoring the what chance was hilarious. But that wasn't Tony. That was Mariah May.
See,
and they
fooled everybody.
They really didn't make that clear, except Tony Schiavone quickly calling her a bitch.
You all have decided to take your hard-earned money.
What?
And to fund my show.
Oh!
To fund what I do. To fund what I believe in.
Holy
to
shit.
Fund my
C-Pain.
goddamn ass. JCS Army. Donate to me.
C-Pain. Holy shit.
Yeah. Acknowledge me.
Don't be talking junk on the wire at 6, Bubba. Slow build equals great reward.
I agree, but I got ADD, man.
So you think it's a lot of the same. So I get it. What's the same to you? Just them coming out in the smoke feels repetitive?
Just they come out and the lights go out and people laugh and scary and then nothing happens. Thank you, Z-Pain.
I kind of get what you're getting at, but I agree with Z-Pain as well. I think they're actually week to week things have been progressing. The first week when they debuted, they attacked people and made their presence known. The second week, they gave you their purpose. Their third week, they spelled out the story. This week, they highlighted Rowan, and then you had their in-ring actual kind of more debut.
I feel like we're skipping something here. What do you mean they spelled out their purpose?
What's their purpose? Intentions are. They want to not only they're family now, and they've gone and basically clung to each other due to the loss of Bray and Brody, and now they're going to go ahead and make themselves whole again. So it's like
that's all we've learned.
Slowly, yeah.
6 weeks.
How much more do we need at this point? It's only been 4. That's the thing.
It's been 4 weeks. Okay. It feels like it's been forever for me. I don't know.
See, it actually hasn't.
I think it's because of the previous Bray Wyatt stuff that I'm just like, oh.
We got our several weeks of VHS tapes, and I like the build. It's actually getting to something. I imagine it'll be a match at SummerSlam with the Creed brothers taking on the 3 guys from the Wyatt 6 stable.
Yeah,
lines up perfect. I think it'll work.
3-on-3, whatever, that sort of thing.
And then you don't have to use Bo. He could still be the leader. We'll see what happens. I don't think they're going to be wrestling in the masks or anything. I think they're just going to be using that as like a creep factor. Thankfully, they're not teleporting and doing shit like The Fiend was. So there isn't. It's creepy, but there's no like sinister supernatural thing yet.
Yeah, it's like they're doing creepy stuff. But they killed a bunch of people the first night. That was kind of weird. What is that about? We still don't know what that means, right? Do we?
Well, I guess they were trying to. They soloed out and sought out hurting Chad Gable, so they made their essentially intentions known that, hey, this is who we're targeting and this is who we're going after. And it lined up with the media that they put out for weeks before that. They had their little teases. So I guess maybe that could be why it feels a bit longer, because they had teases about them happening with like the QR codes and vignettes and stuff.
Well, that's, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess it all just, if it does, if you add that, it feels like 10 weeks to me. But I mean, it's been a long time. It's just like, what's going on? Like, okay, I liked it the first night because I thought that was cool, the attack in the back. And then I even liked the second time because then they came out and there was like a thing, but we don't know. So I'm like, okay, third week we find out everything and shit hits the fan. But then it doesn't. And it's like, oh, like this is just the slowest burn ever, and I don't like that. So
see, I haven't thought that it was terribly slow. I felt like it's progressing far more than what we got with Bray many times previously. You know, they tried to tell stories and it would drag on and on and on. You know, we saw him and Braun Strowman in the swamp match and all of that cinematic shit. And then again, when he came back as the Fiend stuff, and it was just, you know, so many different things. And it honestly, like you said, went nowhere. So with this, we'll see what happens. But I kind of just am trying to give, you know, credit to Triple H at this point and see everything that's been handled. I've enjoyed. I mean, there's really not much that I haven't cared for with WWE. So.
Whoa.
Getting the theme there.
Yeah, the intro play, that scared the shit out of me, bro. Z-Pain is now the top donator of the stream. Thank you, Z-Pain, baby. Look at that. Z-Pain.
One thing coming in from the Spaz News team has to go ahead and say that WCW wanting to be brought back by Jeff Jarrett on Netflix. I guess that's the thing he's saying. He said it could be done. He said, we're 23 years removed from the brand being on television. The NWO still sells a boatload of merchandise. And that's true, too. The NWO shirts and a few others of the NWO merchandise is like number 10 and number 8 in their top selling still at this point. Currently.
That's crazy.
They almost sell more than Rhea, I think they said. So nuts that that's still so popular. And he's like, I just don't see a tremendous, you know, he's like a couple of retro shirts here and there, but I don't see a tremendous value there. He said, with that being said, you own the IP, you own the library, you have the ability. I don't know. I think it's silly. And
well, why not?
Why bring it back for nostalgia's sake, just because people want to hear the name WCW?
Well, how about this, Jake? I got an idea. You bring back WCW. Well, because Netflix finds value in it, and they'll pay money probably for it. So you put on a 1-hour show a week, and then but you have 2 hours. The first hour is either a replay of old stuff or highlights, and then the second hour or whatever is like the new show. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't work.
Then you're really now you need a roster. So WWE owns it. So what are they going to do? Are they going to pilferage from Raw, SmackDown, and
that's
NXT? Or how do we get? You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. So no one's going to be able to go out there and do it on their own. WWE owns WCW's name and all the properties that go with it. So it's just a pipe dream, but doesn't have much logic to it. I get what he's getting at, but I think it would just be a waste. It's the same thing as if you called pay-per-views, WCW
put it on Saturday
Revenge, or they've done it before with ECW One Night Stand. They could do something like that, but I don't see there being value in a weekly WCW product right now.
Yeah, I don't either. And so whatever. And they probably won't do it like you said, but I guess if there were I would do a one night only WCW thing. See how that does. And if it blows the doors out of whatever, then maybe do another one and see how that does. And then maybe do, you know what I mean? Like try it out, but I don't care, to be honest, either. There's too much wrestling anyway. So in fact, you know what? You'd probably be better off just doing what I said, which is just on Netflix, have a WWE live channel or have, WCW things come up on there, but I don't know if they can do that.
That's not a bad idea in that sense, but I mean, they're basically doing that now, though, with they brought back Halloween Havoc and Bad Blood. They bring back, obviously, Bad Blood's WWF, but I'm saying, they brought back other WCW pay-per-views before, and they've done Starcades and specials, and it's basically, just a nostalgia you get out of it, but they could even do like theme nights, like you said, where they go through history and then they can have people, recreate in a sense those matches.
Do Starcade, do WCW Starcade.
Yeah, they had that as house shows in North Carolina. I remember with the Hardys and shit like that. But
yeah,
I think that will serve them better than having a weekly product for WCW.
Do an NXT pay-per-view, but basically make the ring WCW. And then
that's kind of what they're doing, bringing back Halloween Havoc for NXT.
But no, bring in people from TNA, and bring in a couple stars from the WWE main roster, and make it like a 6-match like special.
That'd be good. Absolutely.
WCW night or WCW Retro live on Wednesday night, a special 2-hour episode of NXT. Instead, there's no NXT. It's WCW Retro. Where
I get you, Joe. Like Evolution, but not with the bitches. I'm following you.
Get rid of the women.
Get rid of the snatches. That's what's up.
And
speaking of which, we didn't get to talk about Mercedes Moné took on one of my favorites, Nyla Rose, tonight. Good to see Nyla on television for the first time in, 2 years?
Yeah.
When is the last time we've seen Nyla Rose? I'm genuinely asking. I'm not trying to sound like an ass.
They're releasing her soon, I bet.
I wouldn't doubt her contract has to be close to done as well. But yeah, all right. Mercedes takes her out, gets the. I even like the ending. I give Mercedes credit here, which I don't do often. I'm usually not a fan of her work, but I like the bit of character she added. She goes and she locks in the lockjaw with her own CEO branded rubber glove, but Nyla's biting her back because she doesn't know how to do it because she's not a dentist. Ha ha ha. But it was a good way to end it. Then they had to fucking shoot their load and miss by doing the stupid, oh, she's wearing a mask in the front row. They brawl and security separates them. I think they could have done without any of Britt Baker being there. Like, I know they kept saying, she's not here tonight. She's not here tonight. But I wish they just went with it and didn't have her there tonight. Having her stand in the front, it's always bad when you make it look like a fan puts their hands on the talent, even if it turns out to be a wrestler still. And it just made Mercedes look like more of a dumbass. Obviously.
What if instead Mercedes is shown 15 minutes later leaving the arena and she gets jumped by Britt Baker? For 30 seconds they show it. Like she's beating her up in the back or hits her with something.
That would make more sense because she's not supposed to be there tonight. So how is she in the front row with a mask on holding a sign?
Or Mercedes 15, 20 minutes, maybe even longer. Like Mercedes matches at 9 o'clock. And then around before the main event starts at 9:44, Mercedes is eating dinner somewhere, and Britt Baker crashes the dinner and beats her up in the restaurant. That would have been okay too.
But here's my problem, and this is what I don't understand. So the EVPs basically said after they attacked Tony that they were taking over. Tony couldn't travel because of the neck injury, and they had taken over. And they're still taking over, but Tony's back there now. We know that. He's coming out before and after Dynamite and talking to the crowds and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So why doesn't Tony say, no, Britt Baker can be here? Because or why doesn't he even speak through Christopher Daniels? Or they use Christopher Daniels as the, EVP himself or the I don't know, the liaison for Ring of Honor. You see him a lot on there, I guess, but what good is he if he's, I don't know. It doesn't make much sense. So why is Tony not overruling the EVPs? And, Tony never even sought out, shouldn't he be leading Team AEW to get revenge for them attacking him? Like, that just went nowhere, right? With the Tony attack stuff.
It's like he bailed on it. It's like he bailed on it. Like he was like, I don't want to be involved. But it feels like
Tony always does this. He does moments, not angles. It's moments. It's not weeks and weeks of build. It's one night of, but we got you. Like, perfect example is the Mariah May stuff last week. Why did she turn on Tony? Even this week when she pretended to be Tony, she didn't really explain any reason that made sense. She spoke as if she was Tony, and she was like, I couldn't wait to see how far I could take it. None of it made sense. So it was just to have the, oh my God, she made her bleed and turned on her. And they got the crazy internet, reaction. Oh my God, what a brutal attack. But no one gave a shit. It was just oh wow. And then they forget about it.
Well, has she stated why she's done this yet?
No, basically she just said that she was desperate for the spotlight, but it was more of her being Tony. So no, there really wasn't a lot of story here as to why she did what she did.
It was almost Gold Dusty. Like, I wanted the spotlight.
Yeah. But she's also trying to be Tony. She's like, I've never loved you more than when you're on your knees bleeding, screaming my name. That was your greatest performance. Like, okay, but why?
What if she looked
just give me a reason. And again, tonight, the match, we didn't have any real build for that awesome hour opener match, but it's a moment. Great match. Title change is the moment, the conclusion. Holy shit, Osprey's lost twice now. Everyone thought he was going to remain unbeaten for years. But what do we get coming up? What do we have? What's next? And that's the problem with a lot of it. There aren't many what's to come. Next week is not even a pay-per-view. They're just doing Blood and Guts on a Dynamite on Wednesday. And I know what they're doing. By the way, they're
great
stacking
promotion.
The shows. What's that?
Great promotion of that because I had no fucking idea and I didn't care. And they said Blood and Guts 90 times and now it's in my head.
Exactly. So now at least you know, but they're doing as many big stacked shows as they can to try and increase the ratings because it's time to sign a new deal. And it's obvious because, I mean, now they're having Blood and Guts, this next week after doing 250 with this huge, set of matches this week. And they're, as I said before, blowing their load constantly, but it's not angles. It's not stories. It's not months of Sammy getting beat up by Roman and getting picked on and having to prove himself where he finally turns on Roman and then has to conquer them. I mean, it's not that, oh my God, he lost to Roman at Mania and he has to come back from it. And where's the story for any of this right now? I mean, there's some for Hangman and Swerve, but even that is so muddied and messed up because now Hangman's the heel, but he's saying as a heel, I'm going to kill you because you broke into my house and threatened my child. So how is that a heel?
Yeah.
It's a father trying to defend his family. So the motivations are all over the fucking place and no one really cares. We just want to see blood and guts, literally. So we're going to get the crazy cage match and the match beyond and They didn't even do like any way to see who would be going in first. Usually they have the team matches and who has, some type of advantage. Nothing. It's just next week's the show.
Right.
So they didn't build to it. They just told you. And that's my problem for a long time with AEW. We had stories. We had stories with Jericho as champ. We had stories when Cody was there. Even if they weren't great all the time, it was still something. A lot of stuff at that point was memorable. Even Moxley as champ, we had some stories. Kenny Omega was a great heel champion for a long time. But there was a lot of different elements in there with him and Hangman, with him and the Elite, with him. We got stories. And then for whatever reason, for pretty much since Punk was fired, a little bit before that, I would say, but when he came back at the time of Collision, but around that time, we started just seeing no stories, just moments. And it's that constant, like I said, nonstop booking for the sickos. I want to make everybody go, wow, fight forever. Holy shit, you sick fuck. Tables. Oh my God. This is awesome.
Darby Owen Hearted tonight.
Yeah, Darby came down from the ceiling, and I completely forgot he was there until you said it because it feels so inconsequential.
What do you think, Martha? What do you think? I know it was a Sting thing, but what do you think Martha Hart thinks about that?
Yeah, exactly. They're working with her, and then well, Martha already got covered in Daniel Bryan's blood, so I don't know if she minds it, but
I mean that would give me the PTSD. I'd be like, oh, not that. Don't do that.
They should have done it during the tournament.
Oh my God, that would be really distasteful.
Instead of the blue blazer, he could have been like the Crimson Count or something, and then just. They could have done it.
The Crimson Count.
You could have figured something.
Vampire rapist.
All in all, though, tonight was a good night. It was overall very good. The main event, predictable but fun. The opening, not predictable. It certainly surpassed my expectations. I honestly thought we were not going to get, and if we were going to get one of two things. I thought we were going to get some type of early on screw job finish. And then, we're going to hold off the real match for Wembley, or we had an hour time limit draw. And as time progressed, I'm like, it's going to be a draw. It's going to be So I'm surprised. I'm elated with the, advancements of MJF. Now he has the belt. Let's see what happens. There are things to be positive over.
Oh yeah, no, and good job giving him a belt and doing that with him because they can do plenty with everybody else. So I don't know. I like it too.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. They're really, for the most part, tonight was enjoyable. I don't care for the learning tree, and it's not
shit bum.
It's not Nyla's fault.
Shut the fuck up, Zed Payne. You cheap $60 bitch.
You just gave $5. Well, what are you saying, Walsh?
You gave $5 to call him a cheap bitch.
That's weird.
How does that work?
I don't know. D. Wells going after Z Payne. Christ, what the fuck? That's so weird. But hilarious at the same time to think about that. Like, oh, you fucking cheap bitch. You gave $60 to this guy? That's so weird. But thank you, D. Welsh, for becoming a $5 shit bum. Much appreciated. And yeah, Z Payne is the top dono of the stream so far. And shout out to Alice. Louis Urdaneta gifted a membership Shout out to Louis Urdaneta for supporting the show big time.
Hell yeah. Yeah, did you see that the House Oversight Panel is subpoenaing the Secret Service director? They're going to make them testify on what happened at the assassination attempt.
Good, because it's weird.
So I guarantee they're going to be certainly the scapegoat for it all, but I also think that they need to be resigning as well. So that's a hell of a thing.
They got to get that bitch in charge of the Secret Service to resign. What the fuck?
Come on out, you rapist!
Jed Lockett Productions became a member. Oh, he got the membership gift. You're welcome.
I mean, that bullet would have went right through her.
Can you imagine if he got killed? The investigation that would have happened then?
I still don't quite understand how the person on the roof was able to be up there so long without...
They let him up there.
There's something. I mean, there's something to it because we kept hearing reports later that
whoa, holy shit, what the fuck? Oh shit, Allison Tuckwa, baby. Allison's behind 3 days on the news apparently, but oh, Allison, get me hard.
Did you hear about Trump, what they tried to do to him? That's messed up.
No, I mean, we were only live for 7 hours talking about it, Allison. Where have you been, Allison?
I still cannot
thank you
break out of my mind. Yes, thank you, Allison. The feeling, I've rewatched it so many times, and I mean, the minutia amount. People were talking about inches. No, millimeters.
Yeah.
Millimeters from death.
Yep.
Millimeters from he did that quick head turn to look at the chart, he said, with all the information about, immigration and stuff to the right. And because he's so animated, I thought the shots came head on. I didn't realize they came from the right. So it was like a side of him almost, like pretty much directly to 1 o'clock kind of idea. And that's nuts that they identified that area as a problem, but it wasn't covered. And then that apparently their team had them in their sights, but weren't basically given the order to take them out until someone took it upon themselves to do it. So God knows, but
well, Jake, listen. Then Destiny hoped it happened to him, and kicked Destiny off. Kick.
Yeah, I know, that was nuts.
And then Boogie tried to kill himself today.
Did he?
Have you seen this?
No.
He didn't try to, but he threatened to. Watch this. You love these guys. This is all your whole thing. Watch this.
Oh, I love Boogie and Wings.
Well, the Wings ain't here, but
Wings was there. I saw it.
Your fucking arms open.
Oh, you did see.
Oh, you
it.
want to see that?
I saw this. Yeah.
Okay.
I watched this last night live.
No.
Holy
course
shit!
you did.
The next era of Boogie self-harm.
I think this is all a work, by the way. I think this is all part of them getting views, and I think they're using Boogie. They know what they're doing. I think it's all fake.
No, he's waiting for you to tell him to stop. That's what he's doing. He's waiting.
Well, I'm falling for it. You better not do nothing.
See, if you actually,
stupid.
I genuinely think it's just that.
No, it might be
Boogie's
real. Might be
piece
real,
of shit.
but they're pushing him.
He's like,
I know they're pushing it to make money off it, no doubt about it. But
Boogie's their Tommy and Sue.
Boogie said that the cancer was in his health portal, and that he went ahead and was reading it, but he wouldn't show his medical records. Then he finally admitted, no, it's not in the health portal, but it's in his medical records. Then it was, okay, my doctor said I could have it, and I just ran with that narrative, and now I need to confirm whether or not I have it with a colonoscopy and bone marrow test. And it's nuts because one of the things, I disappeared for 2 years, partially because of the fact that I was so sick, and it's like I never had any good news or update, and it made me so anxious to see people be like, hey, feel better, and every day it was something else and some other problem and some other issue. So it was easier to disappear than to overly disappoint and not be able to function. Basically, it was a dual evil side of things. So I didn't want to be not believed either, and I didn't want to be viewed like I was ever looking for sympathy. I just tried to be honest with people because I was missing shows, and it was like, hey, this is what's going on. But it wasn't like I ever was there bartering or begging. But you look at what Boogie does, it's like Well, fuck me.
What the fuck? Fuck your story. What the fuck? Oh my God!
In the spot all day.
Oh shit! See pain.
I want you to jam it in.
What the fuck? I was just about to show Boogie killing himself almost.
Oh, it's in your bunghole.
Wait till you see this.
Oh, it's in your bunghole.
See pain with a bomb. Oh, the Indian rain dance. The Native American rain dance. It rains.
Audio Jungle.
Dwelsh. When you look naked in front of a mirror you pretend to tuck but there really isn't to tuck. Shout to the girdles lol.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Oh my God, Welsh is under people's skin, baby. You hear that, Welsh, you son of a bitch? Wow, Z-Pain is here, baby. Play it.
Do it.
Do it. Z-Pain! Yeah! Yeah! You see that, Welsh? Wow!
Damn.
It's all the way inside of that chap's ass!
He called him a cheap prick, that's what you get. Yo, fucking Z-Pain.
Yo, it's no game. Drop another donation. I'm hearing Joe Cronin's name. C-Pain, C-Pain. C-Pain, make it rain. C-Pain, make it rain. C-Pain.
And now let's, man, we're celebrating the $100 from Z-Pain. What else can you do to celebrate that but watch the look on Keemstar's face when Boogie pulls out a knife? And watch
Z-Pain.
Z-Pain, watch how stressed out
He turns bright red. And
watch how scared, but like
No,
Hold on.
No.
No, he wants me
No,
to. He told me
no,
to, right?
no,
He told me to.
no, no,
He told me
no.
to.
No.
Oh, this is.
Oh, I didn't see this clip.
Holy shit. The next
I thought you
haven't
were
seen
talking
this?
about Ramos had a heart attack. No, I didn't see this.
No, he's waiting for you to tell him to stop. That's what he's doing. He's waiting.
Well, I'm falling for it. You better not do nothing fucking stupid.
I've got golden ticket. He's like, I've got this cancer, bro. Now I can fucking make tons of videos.
Look at the look on Keem's face.
Like, imagine, like, after Googling knife, do not do anything with that knife. No, no, no. No.
No, he wants me to. He told me to, right?
No,
He told me to.
no,
He told me to.
no.
Oh, this is so much better than eating a sandwich.
Right now.
So much better than eating a sandwich, Destiny.
Put that away right
You
now.
fucking piece of shit.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. No. 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 Fucking no.
This
Fucking
is
no. You know, Keem's a piece of shit in some ways, but the guy's got a heart. He really does. You can see at some points.
Yeah, because
Doesn't happen
dude,
often, but
I'll tell you why. I know he has a heart because when I was getting destroyed by all his people on Twitter that time, and they were like going after me in all these crazy ways, and I basically I tweeted something or I'd said something where it was like, you know, I was fucking around and like I didn't expect to be like, you know, have death threats for like an hour and people want to
Yeah.
kill me and send me my address and whatever else was going on and people were saying crazy things. I'm like, my dad. I was like, oh, it's not a big deal. And you know, he said, you know, it's over for me if it's over for you, and took all the stuff. He just stopped. He stopped doing it because I was like, oh yeah, I don't want to get into that type of stuff. So I don't know. From my point of view, he did bad. He he didn't whatever. He's done some crazy shit. He's done some bad stuff. I'm still skeptical. I think this is what?
no way.
What the fuck?
We plan the spot all day.
Oh shit.
Oh my
I
god!
want you to jam it in.
Holy shit!
Oh, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it jammed in my bunghole.
Wow, I can't believe this. What are you doing? Jake is still here. What are you doing?
Audio Jungle.
Fuck off Zed Payne. I don't think so fuck face. Where are you ghost? You cunt bag?
Oh my god. I don't think Ghost watches when Jake's on. He has some kind of vendetta against him. Oh, shit. Look at that.
D. Going deep for D. Welsh. Play the D. Welsh donation song. Mo fuck boy.
Yeah, baby! Wow! The new top donation! Man, AEW was a good show to me tonight. And now bombs away! Holy shit, man. What is going on? Holy shit. Wow. Shit bomb. Welsh!
This dono is like Brazil scoring in the 90th minute in World Cup in 2014 after Germany was up 7-0. USSS Chief went to RNC tonight. What an idiot.
Oh my god, really? I didn't see that, Haystacks Monet. Thank you for the $5.
The us?
Well, the RNC puts me to sleep. Like, even any convention, like, with politicians, I just
But
wait
who's
for
the us chief?
The USSS Chief? When?
The us. United States Secret Service.
The Usos
us.
Chief? It's
the Secret Service.
It's the Usos Chief. That's what that is.
It's the Oos.
With the Oos.
D. Welsh with a huge bomb. How goddamn cool are you now?
Let's put him
He's
up.
feeling it, baby. He's feeling
101. Oh my god, brother. Oh. Look at that. Get hard.
It's just that Ghost from the Coast is just he's a little prejudiced against formerly fat people. He hates fat bastards.
Jews
and
too.
since I'm a former fat ass. He's like, I can't acknowledge you. I get it.
He really hates you. It's weird.
You just,
I think he started watching the show when you weren't even on the show ever. So he never experienced you really. I don't think. I think he started watching
here for my mania. My manic mood swings and crazy takes on wrestling, but I'm telling you, I don't know why I've been positive more so, but I just feel like things are better overall. I enjoyed Raw. SmackDown's been good. AEW tonight was thankfully good. We got build up to SummerSlam happening and Wembley. Things are shaping up. Certainly not a bad time to be a wrestling fan. NXT, TNA doing great stuff over there. I really like Joe Hendry. He can sing, he can fucking wrestle, he's good on the mic, he's just very over with that crowd, and I certainly see him.
Who the fuck is Joe Hendry?
Say his name and he appears.
Why do I keep hearing that name? I've been hearing it for like weeks and I don't know who the fuck this is.
You gotta look up his theme. I mean, that's part of what makes it so great. He reverse engineered his own theme song and basically was like, what do I want the audience to do? So he's got clapping parts. He's like, he tells them to wave their hands side to side. It's really
where is he from though? Like, where is he?
He's in TNA right now, but
that's why I don't know what the fuck it is. Okay,
exactly. But he's been being used in NXT as well, and he's so goddamn over there. He's got a lot of personality. He's good in the ring. I'm telling you, he's going to be a big deal soon enough. You're going to hear his name a lot. I feel like he's.
I've heard his name a shitload, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Who is this? But I guess I should know.
I believe. All you got to do is say his name, Joe, and he appears.
Brent sent me a porn.
Look up his theme song. I'm telling you, he's.
Okay.
It's so goddamn catchy with his entrance, and he does this like cheesy smile when he turns around, and it just suits his character really well. He's like this arrogant asshole that you can't help but love.
Okay, maybe I should watch this.
I really think you would like him because he just comes across as like I said, super arrogant, but in the most charismatic way possible.
All right, let me see.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
What the fuck?
I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause you love him in London and Paris.
It's got 3 million views.
Yeah. I told you.
Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry.
How have I not seen this? What the fuck?
I told you it's super cheesy, but that's the intent.
Yeah.
And then he gets a guitar solo here, and he has everybody wave with him in the crowd now, and it's a movement. We're gonna get on board. I'm telling you.
What the fuck am I looking
Just
at?
like I believe in Garguts, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
This is so simply. Oh my god!
I'm
Wow.
telling you, it's right up your goddamn alley. I have
That
a
is
feeling
great.
you will like this. It's so just
Stole my name.
Chef's kiss. Yeah,
Stole my name, cunt.
he knows it's a good name. Joe's
Yeah.
good to have.
Yep. All right.
So
Well, I'll
no,
have to-
it's just
pretty
been
good.
this like kind of the same way Matt Hardy took off in TNA. It's got a feel of that to it, where like it's just this all character driven person that's managing to get over with the wrestling crowd, booking be damned. And Joe wasn't like in a featured spot most times either, but he was notable when he was getting any type of time on television, wherever you want to say TNA is, streaming television, blah blah blah. You get it on the show. And I just see him being like a big champion soon. He's part of the championship 6-pack on Slammiversary, so we'll see what happens this weekend. I mean, could he win the title? It's possible. Moose has been going forever as champion, so I don't know. With all the hype behind Hendry, I could certainly see him pulling out the victory here. And then Moose doesn't get pinned, so they keep him undefeated.
Well, listen, Moose will be arrested soon anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well,
He doesn't
I mean,
matter. Let's be
A
honest.
strip club endorsed Donald Trump with a billboard right next to the RNC.
Oh, that will win. That will win it for him.
And it's just absolutely hilarious. So, it's Silk Exotic, and it's an adult entertainment
the
venue,
hell?
and
Silk
they have just this
Exotic.
crazy Trump 2024 billboard that's all animated and stuff. It's nuts, but
Well, D.
Hey.
Welsh has taken out Z Payne, but we got to put Z Payne down here. So sorry. There we go, Z Payne.
Price is Right rules. Z Payne, sorry, bud, you're knocked off the list. D. Welsh now as top dog, top donor.
Top boner.
Really quickly, I'll finish the ratings for you. Rampage delivered 339,000, up from 306. Collision on Saturday had 362,000, so it was up from 306, but they have to make a little addendum, little amendment to that, because it was after the attempted assassination of Donald Trump. So they're saying that's why they did even
I
worse
told you
than
they were going to
expected.
say that. That's what I said the other night.
So that's
There we
what
go.
Meltzer says. You got to take into effect that happened an hour and 45 minutes before they went live.
That is
So-
true. Yeah, it ruined the whole
And
night.
he's not wrong. They came in like 24th, and usually they're top 10. So the 22 of the top 24 programs were all news channels. And then there was one other TV show and then them. So that was it for that. NXT went ahead, and as I said before, with the debut, I guess, or rejoining of the Rascals, Obafemi, there was quite a lot going on. They had 610,000 viewers. That's down from 691 last week. So we'll see what happened. Again, they had the MLB All-Star game, but I think they would have gotten that rating regardless. Another person who's almost out of AEW, Dustin Rhodes. He said, "No, I'm not done. I'm having the best matches of my life. God willing, I will get to retire on my own terms," and respected with a full heart. He said, "Hopefully negotiations go well because..." Oh, now it's loading again. He says, "I'm because damn worth the world." And he said, "The only things that matter to me are taking care of my family first and foremost and finishing up when I am ready." So it basically makes it sound like negotiations. He doesn't want to be a part of AEW. Do we see him return to do something with his brother, maybe? Never know. But he'll be done with his contract in September, so he'll have no non-compete. He could go right to WWE. Would you want to see Dustin Rhodes in WWE?
Yeah, I mean, I would like Dustin Rhodes to finish in WWE. I would like to see Goldust a couple of times. I'd like to see him be Dustin Rhodes. I'd like to see him and Cody do some stuff. There's a lot of reasons. It would be really cool. I would like to see Dustin show up as a bad guy to face his brother, almost to rekindle their rivalry. But I don't know if that's possible because they've already told that story, and it was so good. How could you beat that? But there could be something to be said for if Dustin Rhodes were to show up in WWE like a jealous brother and he comes out to the American Nightmare theme dressed like his version of the American Nightmare, and he basically is like, you stole this from me, but I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's just going to be, he'll show up, he'll be in WWE as a side thing, and that's it. Maybe he'll start working with them. I don't know. So, yeah, I would like to see him come back at some point, but right now, to be honest, AEW uses him all right. It could be worse. Like in WWE, he may be even. But yeah, anyway, I'd like to see him go back to WWE in some way. But you know what I really love? They'll never get better than that initial rivalry with his brother, and then his brother saying, "I need a brother to be my tag team partner." That stuff was great. Like that was what
thing. AEW was built off.
Yes,
story.
You're right.
Story. There were stories back then, Joe.
Yeah.
Ghost said it's not a vendetta. He doesn't hate me. He just said I'm sort of boring, and he started watching with the Screaming Shock Jock shit. I don't know what Screaming Shock Jock shit, but
that's the shit, Jake! That's the type of shit where I tell you that I'm gonna fuck your family to death, come down to Connecticut, and kill you!
You're too angry. You gotta chill the fuck down, Joe.
What if I told you, why don't you paint yourself black, Jake? You know what I mean?
Oh, like the Halloween episode we did. I could.
Yeah, why don't you take a
Thug
shit?
Marco.
Why don't you
I
shit?
can bring back Thug Marco.
Why don't you shit on that little fucking faggot? Just like X-Pac, you cowardly piece of shit. You can't go anywhere without a dog without pissing your pants. Just like X-Pac, Jake, you fuck. You know what? I'm going to say it all right now. Fuck it. You know something, brother? You know why you're sad sometimes? Because you know that you're white and you should live in a better area. But no, that's where you are, motherfucker. And you know something else, Jake? You know something else? JD was right about you. Eat a banana, cunt!
I can only sell it for so long. I bide my time well.
Yeah, you bide your time. Well, you know what? You'll be making money soon, because when that daughter of yours hits the streets, you'll finally have a couple of... I'm sorry. All right.
When?
Yeah, when? What? She's already...
You get 10%. Oh. Yeah. Terrible thing to say, Joe. Awful. God, terrible.
Anyway.
How dare you?
Remember that thing the other day on the show, the caller? He called up and he went, "Oh, no."
Oh, no.
That was funny. Let's play that again. Yeah. He was like, he was like, rape? No, what's that? What's rape? I don't know. He rapes his mother every night. Listen to this. Listen, but I appreciate it. Good call. But before you go, let me ask you this. Can you repeat after me? Rape is good.
No.
I can't believe it. It's just like he thought about it. It's like he thought about it, no.
It's like, what's his name that wanted to be on Monetize This?
Dan Kennedy. That's exactly
Dan. There we go. That's the first thing I thought of.
The only thing that would have made it funnier is if you said, no, my mother was raped.
Like, I would have come back with something like that. That's the fun part.
My daughter was raped. What?
I can't say that. My sister was raped.
You're here because of rape.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah. How about that?
I was told there was a blowjob gone wrong, Been swallowed.
Listen, Ghost can boot you off the show whenever he wants for $3,000, all right?
That's it. Doesn't take much.
Imagine that. We boot you off the show.
See ya. Welcome back. See ya. JD was right.
Oh.
That's why I only eat fruit.
Yeah, we'll boot Jake off the show for $50,000. Imagine that. You just leave. $50,000.
See ya.
I'll give you half of it, and then you're gone forever.
Hey, there we go. Half.
25,000, and I was
thinking $25.
No,
handy again.
I'll give you 25,000, $50,000. But that would be
that's certainly enough for me to grab more cocaine.
Oh my God! What the fuck? Oh my God! Oh my God! It's not 50,000
here.
Wow! Jake is still here. What are you doing?
nothing you can do, cause he can kill you. Hey,
wow!
Yeah, he hating on you. How about them small heads?
Look at Trump dodging sniper fire.
It's clean light. His Dolo's land.
He's the one, Joey. Neo.
Wow. Coast on the coast, dropping that stash. Got money to take out all of the trash, kissing his ass.
Wow. Give some of this to your whore daughter.
Ghost from the coast. Ace the wall case, choose the most. You want with Joe, you want all bro. Ghost got the dope with Joe from the show. Ghost from the coast. Ghost from the coast.
Ghost
from the coast. Ace the wall case, choose the most. You want with Joe, you want all bro. Ghost got the dope with Joe from the show.
Unbelievable! The Ghost
from the coast, motherfucker.
Whoa.
Joe, you crazy motherfucker. Welsh. Faggot no chin whore. Also, he hates Jews. I have proof.
Oh my God.
How could D. Welsh hate his own kind?
Wow. Oh my God. Wait a minute. The Ghost from the Coast, $250. Wow.
You know who I'm not calling? Ghostbusters. Thank you, Ghost. Jesus.
I'm busting your ass.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
Holy shit, Ghost. Holy
that
fuck.
Came out of nowhere.
Dude,
that got me.
Welsh was mad. He thought Ghost wasn't here. I mean, I thought Ghost wasn't even here tonight. Next thing you know, fucking kablooey. That's crazy, man.
That caught me off guard. And you have Trump dodging sniper fire. You know, people said in the chat before they wouldn't have missed that shot, but I'm telling you, that head turn is nuts. I sent it to you on Facebook, but that photo is crazy. It shows how.
Well, there's a video I showed on Twitter the other day of that photo, but it's like moving, and then Trump's moving. It's like a simulation of it. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts too. I'm still so, as I said before, just captivated by the fact that his first thing was I'm gonna essentially click farm, but I'm gonna go ahead and address the nation. Like, that was his mindset, to let people know I'm okay and don't give up. That was just, he wasn't running, he wasn't cowering, he was looking to, he just got shot at and he had no fear peeking out to the crowd. Like, nuts.
I'm gonna grab the
That's
penis.
balls
Jake.
of steel, Joe.
I'm gonna get
balls
the
of
penis.
steel. Now he's getting the cock. What did you do, Ghost? See, this is what you started. God damn it. But yeah, not inches, millimeters. I mean, that big nerve that pumps blood to your brain is right there on the right side. That's not something you want to mess with. So that was nuts. But holy shit, Ghost. I think I blew out my eardrums on that one. For damn sure. Like I said, we had a good night tonight with AEW. Surprisingly, they pulled out, essentially all the stops for their 250th episode of Dynamite. And one thing we didn't really touch much on is the main event. So world champion Swerve Strickland taking on Continental champion Kazuchika Okada. Okada's first real main event. And he goes ahead and you only get a few minutes into the match. And Okada gets a drop kick. And we see Swerve get some suplexes in and a neck breaker, leads to a 2 count. And then Okada is going to get the Rainmaker. Then, of course, he flips off the camera like he's been doing with the heel turn. And Swerve goes for his double stomp off the top rope. And Okada gets out of the way. And then, look at that. There's the Young Bucks. So they hit the ring. They start attacking Swerve. And then Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, the Acclaimed, they run out. So then Jack Perry comes out to start taking them out, and then Mark Briscoe comes out, and then Swerve is basically the last man still standing in the ring, and that's when we see Hangman. His entrance hit. We got his new theme, and holy hell, there we go. So it looks like, the faces are going to be taken down. They're outnumbered by 1, but Darby Allin's music hits, and we're looking for him. Where's he coming from? He's dropping from the rafters. He ascends from the heavens. Darby drops down, Blue Blazer style, but he sticks the landing. So we go ahead and get him to kind of even out the brawl here. And the broadcast team was like, why didn't he just come out right away? Like, it was funny. They're like, where the hell is he? So they kind of gave Darby some shit with the commentary team there. But I don't know. I just, it's weird. Darby kind of ruined the surprise because he said in an interview earlier today that, hey, I'm medically cleared again and I'll be returning tonight. So wasn't a surprise to see him. He blew that, and I don't understand why he went ahead and let that be known. But hey, maybe it was an idea to make people be like, oh, I want to tune in to see Darby. But I would, rather than spoil the surprise, I wish they did something to hint towards him being there. Like at Mania, when we got hints weeks before of Cena being involved and, you know, things like that. So I just wish we had gotten a bit more of the story elements here to kind of line up instead of just worrying about, hey, who's going to do the most violence next week at Blood and Guts. So not really a great match from either man here, but the story is the main point, and they hammered home, hey, next week, 5-on-5, Blood and Guts, that's what's going down. The Elite, Okada, you know, and Hangman, they're going to go ahead with Jack Perry and take on Mark Briscoe, the Acclaimed, Darby Allin, and Swerve Strickland. So Team AEW finally formed in their final form. You know, it's their Zords. We're going ahead and see them taken down. But, you know, Night Shift says he thinks Damian's beating Walter. I wonder if they have Walter at the very end, you know, possibly get screwed by someone. But then again, it doesn't make Damian look very strong if he doesn't go out on top. And that's kind of the thing they're kind of essentially building to. He's saying that your title reign is boring. You're not a true champion. You're just from the streets. You never advanced anywhere. You don't bring any prestige to this, and you don't deserve to be champion. So it's interesting to see that right now. Excuse me, but I am curious to see where that goes, what happens with it. Rhea's not cleared yet. Punk's not cleared yet, but they're at least still doing things. We know Monday we're going to get Punk returning to TV. We're going to have Lyra Valkyria take on Sonya Deville, I think is the other match on there. So, you know, we'll see what we get out of that. Basically, the only things that were really amiss for me tonight was that I even didn't hate Mercedes Moné. You know, her and Nyla Rose had a pretty competent, decent match. I wish they didn't do the sign and having Britt Baker be in the crowd. It just undermines the Elite when they said, don't worry, we have it all taken care of, after horny Okada begged for Sasha to dance. But yeah, all in all, I mean, SummerSlam's building nicely. I do think that the one we do see lose would be Bayley. I think Nia Jax, unfortunately, is going to hold the title for a little bit. I think they're going to have to build up more faces on the SmackDown side of things to challenge Nia Jax, but I think she's going to walk out with the belt. Surprisingly, we'll see what happens. But all in all, SummerSlam, not that far away, just a couple weeks, and I like what they're building so far. I've enjoyed, you know, most of it thoroughly. And it seems like, you know, at this point, yeah, you know, and I'm sure we'll talk about it and monetize this weekend, you know, but yeah, it seems like they're trying to push Biden out. So just in private conversation, Pelosi told Biden polls show he can't beat Trump. Biden disagreed, and Pelosi called an advisor to show him the survey results. So we'll see if they do end up getting Biden out of the campaign run. But
I'll do it, Jake. I'll do it just like Boogie. Just like Boogie, I'll fucking do it, Jake. You want me to do it?
Joe, put the pencil down, Joe.
You want me to do it?
Joe, don't erase yourself. We don't need you to harm yourself, Joe.
You want me to do it? I swear to God, I'll erase myself.
Don't erase yourself. You have kids. You're a loving dad. They need you. They need their father.
Do you want me to do it?
What are you gonna? Don't stick that in your order, Joe.
Oh yeah.
Joe, don't do it.
Oh yeah.
Joe.
Oh, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it.
Think about the blood. Don't hurt yourself.
No.
You're making me so worried.
I'm gonna do it. Oh,
I'm gonna throw up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We'll get it all. We'll make sure we get it all. Yeah.
You're erasing yourself. I
told you. I got.
God. Why? Oh, my show now. Who wants to donate? I'm still here. while Joe erased himself from existence. Somebody's got to lead the train. That's right. Big ass dildo. He brought it.
I'm back. I lied. I didn't erase myself. I just pushed the button on the screen to make it look like I did.
How did you swallow all that and not choke?
You know, Jake, I'm going to admit something to you right now. I took ecstasy a few minutes ago.
That wouldn't surprise me. If you start petting the walls and licking the keyboard, then we're officially taking over.
I don't know.
Drugs will take over.
I'll tell you this, man. My daughter's not here tonight. She went to Grammy's house. And
oh, she's doing what my daughter's doing, or
what is she doing?
You know.
What?
With the money.
Oh, what? Oh my God! What? What the fucking? Oh my God!
Oh, it's in your bunghole. Whoa, it's in your bunghole. I want it stamped in my bunghole.
Oh my God!
Gee, Wells, holy shit! Oh my God! Fuck JD's parents!
Ghost. I don't think so, asshole cunt. Zed, you're a big dipshit. Sith. You pathetic piece of shit.
Oh my God!
Wow. Calling everybody out.
I didn't see that coming tonight. What in the fuck are we doing? We're in a war right now! A war!
I guess so, a donation war.
The man who doxed him! Bullfrog! Are you ready for the Warriors?
Chat saying D. Welsh is the man.
This is crazy. D. Welsh flip-flops. Ghost from the Coast moves around. I cannot believe D. Welsh just one-up Ghost from the Coast on that. That's crazy. Oh my God. $251 from D. Welsh. Incredible stuff.
Acknowledge him. What's up, brother?
Watch it go, D-Welsh.
Let's go. Man, I'll tell you what.
Fingers up Welsh's ass. That's right. What's up, brother? We're doing it. Give him a good helicopter. Woo!
You know what, Jake? I feel so good.
You.
I'm convinced right now. I am so hyped up right now, Jake, that I think me and you should start. Listen to this, guys. Jake, me and you should start the new Secret Service.
I'm so down.
Yeah. Yeah. Me and you and a couple of other crazy people that actually know what they're doing with weapons, and we join forces to offer our services to Donald Trump. I am calling right now on all Navy SEALs and veterans and former snipers and U.S. military to please message me, JoeCrunchOYao.com. We are going to pitch this to Donald J. Trump. We're going to show him the video of what happened that day, and maybe he can take a couple of those people with us, and we're going to form the new Secret Service. And that's what we're going to call it.
Protect him or shoot?
No, we're going to protect him. We're going to say, get rid of the Secret Service. We have a new group, and we're going to protect you. We're independently paid, though, by him. We're going to make millions of dollars, and we're going to say we will really protect you. We are poor people who need money, and we will take your $20 million, and we will guard your life. And
can we be offensive now and shoot anyone that looks like they might be a shooter?
Yes.
Just stand on the stage and just execute anyone that looks cross or slightly suspicious.
As long as Trump is president, he can pardon us no matter what, even if it seems a bit egregious. We are not fucking around, Jake.
It might be a little heinous. It might be a little extreme, but God damn it, if there's no shooter, there's no one to be shot.
Exactly. That's right. And if people question us, we'll kill them too.
Absolutely. We'll take everybody down.
That's right. We'll fucking kill you bitches. Holy shit, this is a great idea. Oh my God, I'm so good. This is so great. This is going to be fire.
It's brilliant. It's almost too brilliant.
It's almost too good. It's almost.
We're all going to have crossbows, flaming crossbows.
D. Welsh claims now that he's the tribal chief in the chat because of that donation, the $251 donation. He's the tribal chief. Do you think that's true? It can't be any worse than those fat chicks at the rally. It's true. See, there you go.
Well, we would take them out, of course.
Yeah, we might have to take them too. Fuck them.
I mean, one by one, they're going down. Do we have that many arrows, though? I mean, if they're big, I mean, that's a lot of fat to get through. We're going to need, like, some really big crossbows.
There's no DEI here. Let me tell you that. Oh, no. Our crossbows are lined with poison.
All right. I like it, but still, the fat might protect her from, piercing any vital organ or letting the poison seep in deep enough. So I think we just need gigantic Trump-size crossbows for us. It takes 3 people to fire just one, like the size of a fucking fence post. Just make sure we get the job done. One person to put on their back so their head is going to be the turret. And then you have one person help aim, and then you'll pull the trigger to fire. So this way we can blame you.
Oh, yeah.
But you get the idea.
Keep talking. You're turning me on.
What's our new Secret Service name, though?
No, I think. Oh, listen,
we can't just be the new Secret Service. We have to be something bigger, better.
The new Secret Service. What about? Wait a minute.
Wait.
The not so Secret Service.
I like it, but hear me out.
Okay.
We combine them. The new Secret Service.
Okay. Well, what about this? What about instead of that? What about the service? Could be that.
How about we'll service you?
Oh, yeah, I like that.
It's got a good ring to it.
How about the Teflon Trumpers or the Trumpsters?
Yeah, nothing sticks to them.
Crossbows soaked in cum. Oh, wait a minute. I got it. The Ghost from the Coast. Since we're working for Trump, we're we'll have the crossbows arrows soaked in cum of
milkshakes.
No, soaked in the cum of dead liberals.
Well, that'll only take out the LGBTQ side, but we want to get everybody. So I'm saying milkshakes, and the fat chicks will just chase the milkshakes.
What's my name?
I like it.
Alligator pit.
The N-words. That could be.
Make it happen.
I'm your friend. Say hello to my chocolate blend.
Where are the big dogs? Lowell Welsh is God.
Well, I think we're seeing some of the big dogs tonight right now, Matt Cologne. Holy shit. Where's your $100?
And then I want all of us to have ridiculous body armor on.
Yeah.
But from the Hurt Locker style of the EOD guys that go and disarm explosives.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about, with the shields and everything over their face and all the big padding. They look like goddamn sumo wrestlers. Yeah. I want that. And then I want us to have guns that are so heavy we can't hold them to fire it.
Yeah.
But it's just intimidating. So even though we can't use them, they're so goddamn big, no one would ever fuck with us. I think that's what happens.
Yeah. We got you in our sights. How about sights? We could be the sights. We could come up with a really good thing here, Jake. I think this is super important. Matt Cologne, thank you for the $10, Matt Cologne. Really appreciate it. Much appreciated.
Take a look around Hillary and see.
Oh shit! Who's this?
Everyone
Trump's right ear. Look at this.
Everyone loves me. Take a look around Hillary and see.
Oh my God.
Everyone loves me. Took a long look. Cause everyone loves the Don. Take a look around Hillary. Everyone loves me. Take a look around Hillary and see.
Fuck you, Welsh.
Oh my God. We're the new Secret Service, though. The new Secret Service. That's got to be like the theme, the whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, I got it. I think I got it. Let's see. Rock. All right, we got it. We got it.
You got this.
We're gonna get this. We're gonna get this Secret Service song going one way or the other. Hey, Trump's right ear. Thank you for the $15. That's a big one, man. We really appreciate that, dude. I'll tell you what. We got 149 people. That was really we love you, bro. Thank you for that. If 20 people did that, we would probably buy those rifles right now. Randy Viper, thank you. What up? Joe Bishop is here. Burrito Protection Services. I will help try to make you the next monetize this champion. Who's he talking to? Who the fuck is he talking to? What? Who's Welsh talking to? Welsh is nuts, dude. He just took out Ghost. I didn't think anyone was taking out Ghost after that Trump donation. I mean, Ghost dropped his donation. He has a signature donation. He dropped it. Like, I did not expect that. Like, this is fucking crazy tonight. Oh, we're ready. Here it is. Here's some of this.
We're ready to go to protect Trump. We're the new Secret Service. We coming for you. We got you in our sights. The new Secret Service, servicing you. The new Secret Service, servicing you. Go Trump. We got Trump's back. The new Secret Service, servicing you.
Wow. The new Secret Service. No, the armed diddlers, that would be if Joe Biden created a new Secret Service. You know what I mean? I don't think that would be we wouldn't call our guys, the diddlers. I don't think that works for us. So, acknowledge the tribal chief, D. Welsh. Yeah, I mean, you got to acknowledge Welsh right now. He's at the top, baby. So, much appreciated. Well, is there anything else that you wanted to mention, Jake? I got really distracted with this donation war.
No,
that is taking place.
Took over everything. I mean, my God, and now, I mean, reading Welsh's recent declaration there, he says, if you stand by me, I will help you become monetized as champ.
Wow.
Take it away from Jay Menace. So I don't know who he's specifically regarding to there, but that's quite a declarative statement. So it got me wondering, what's he got planned?
I don't know, but I think he has the power to make it happen. We've seen him do it before.
When's the next title night for Monetize This? The people are ready.
Right. It's coming up. Jay Menace hasn't really been parading that thing around much recently. He's a little lackluster there. But remember the night he won it, though? He almost cried the night he won it.
Very happy. I was able to accept defeat graciously with how happy he was. Made me happy. So
made me horny.
Absolutely. No doubt about that.
So, yeah.
Well, no blue chew needed.
No, not at all. Hey, Rastaf, I see you there, brother. I'll get to you. I guess, do you want to speak to Rastaf, or are you taking off for Betty Bye? What's up? I know you got to get out of here, but.
Yeah, I'll let you get to it. I got to be out in 3.5 hours anyways. We'll have fun with it.
Are you really going to go to bed then?
Sometimes I try to rest. It depends. I'll definitely shower and just masturbate feverishly for the next 3 hours if my wife locked the door again, but hey, what are you going to do?
Because if I got 3 hours to go, that's it. I'm up, or I'm not, or
I
wouldn't
just
wake
know
up.
that I'm not going to get any sleep tomorrow because I got to take her father for a colonoscopy. I mean, you should see the gloves I got to do this. I don't know why he couldn't just go to the doctor, but I told him I could do it. So I'm going to use my webcam and just try and roto-root his asshole. I've been having him drink nothing but chili pepper flakes for days now, so he should be like perfectly cleaned out at this point.
Well, don't drink too hot of shit because like I saw a lot of people, kids and stuff, they're doing those hot challenges and like getting hospitalized.
Yeah,
because that shit's hot. Those fucking acorns.
That one
or whatever.
kid ate that chip and it almost killed him. Yeah.
Yeah, several kids it's like
they stole it from a convenience store that makes it like 18 and over to buy. They stole it, but they have the chips just like in the aisle, so whatever. And the kid went and ate like a whole piece of one and then couldn't breathe and went into shock. And yeah, not good.
Jesus Christ. Anybody,
crazy
dude,
shit.
if I ate one of those, I would be in trouble. I would probably die if I ate one of those.
I'm telling you. Let's get Rostaf in here. We're still talking. Let's.
Well, I'm getting. I just didn't want to keep you here, but I'll bring
No,
you.
you're good.
You go whenever you got to go, because you can go to just take off. Be like, all right, time for me to go. Bye. Hey, Mustafa, what's up, you motherfucker? How you doing? That's what I thought.
Real good. He's doing so good.
That's what I thought, Mustafa.
So good.
You better get it. You better say something, or I'm going to your Instagram and make fun of you.
Uh-oh.
God, his Instagram is like a gold mine of cringe.
Speaking of cringe, my favorite new band that you introduced me to. That is the one you sent me that did the lick cover.
Oh my God, that was killing me. The comments. Oh my God.
Watched that over and over and just like, all right, it's band practice, but the comments, like you said, usually everyone's so positive and motivational, and it's just every racist band name that you can come up with. It was like an At Midnight request sketch. Everyone was just
we got to set this up, guys. This band, and it's a bunch of black guys playing what is it, Third Eye Blind or whatever the other
no, Lit. My Own Worst Enemy.
My Own Worst Enemy, Lit. And dude,
the car is in the front yard.
Oh my God, bro. So they're playing this song.
It sounds a little rough, but it's like a garage band. Like they're using bass amps. It's not bad,
right.
You know.
It's nice.
It's
like
cover.
It was nice, dude. It was nice to see this. I was like, oh my God, these guys. This is awesome. These guys like are into this sort of thing, and they're playing well.
I was telling local band stories, so at first I was like, oh nice. That kind of gives me that feel,
but dude, so we're watching this like.
I can't remember what was said or what you do with me. Please tell me. Please tell me
Yeah. So anyway, I think to myself, like, this is pretty fucking good for the limited equipment that they're using. Like, this is good. But what's fucking hilarious isn't this. So I'm thinking, I go in the comments, and I'm like, I'm gonna go into the comments now, and I want to people must, and I'm thinking the top comment is gonna be, so good to see kids being able to play this or go back in time to whatever the fuck the music. And instead of people being like, awesome guys, or not only like whatever, instead it's people fucking coming up with band names that have something to do with black people. Like, so like, let's
Smashing
just,
Watermelons is
oh my God, dude. So like you start at the beginning,
Blackstreet
A Dad to Remember, Blackstreet Boys, Nickel Black, Collared Green Day, Cornbread, dude, Subcrime, dude, why? Like, I'm thinking this is so nice, and these kids, and
hey, they're trying, yeah.
it's great. I like these. I love these guys. I did
Ghost
not.
has got it right. They're doing it all for white girls. And then the one
Yeah.
guitarist just going up to the camera, like,
Yeah.
with his tongue sticking out. He's all,
Dude,
you know, trying to show off, and it's like so not that energy.
Red
It's
Hot
just
Chicken
funny as
Peppers.
hell.
Red Hot Chicken Peppers. August Burns Black. My Chemical Fromance. Ball Out Boy. Panic at the Trap House. Running with Sirens. Coheed and Cavante. A Court Date to Remember.
Remember that one's good.
Oh my God, dude. System Let Us Down.
Oh, that's a new favorite.
System Let Us Down. Oh, Smashing Watermelons.
That one was my original. Oh my God.
Oh no, wait. 9 Inch Schlongs. 9 Inch Schlongs. Oh my God. Guns and Rosa. Guns and Rosa Parks. Oh my God. Oh my God. Pink George Floyd. Pink
God,
George
that.
Floyd.
I didn't see that one.
It's all the way at the bottom. Oh my God. I'm gonna pass out, dude. I'm gonna pass out. Oh my God, dude. Oh, I like 9-inch schlongs too. Oh
So
God.
funny. Oh my God.
Dude.
Pink George Floyd, though.
What the actual fuck is wrong with you people? The person in the comments. Why are these white people being racist? Oh my God. That was it? I thought there was
so
more.
Oh my God.
Oh
Pink
my
George
God.
Floyd, but still a court date to remember. That's a good one. There was one guy streams, and it's like behind every racist, and on the back it says is like a victim to a insensitive joke, but he just has behind every racist. It looks like he supports them all, and it's just
Jerome Hendricks. How do you make Jimi Hendrix
Jimi
more
Hendrix
black?
Yeah, exactly, Jerome.
Oh my God. Oh my
I
God.
saw that. When
Oh
you showed
my
me that.
God.
You're like, please watch this, and I'm just dying at those comments. Oh my God.
I think a lot of people
said-
didn't get, like, I think a lot of people are taking it like these white people are literally writing racist shit when it's like, it's not even that anymore. It's not that. I don't think anybody's really, it's really
No,
just a
it's
joke.
being funny with bad.
I was trying to do it with white people.
Point of it.
Like, could you do it if a white guy was rapping and then the comment section were like, could you do that? Could you be like white pain or like instead of T-Pain?
I'm sure they
or,
have.
like,
So yeah,
because I mean, I don't think it works as well though. But it'd be funny. Like that's fun. It's just funny. Like some of the black people in the comments were laughing. Everybody was laughing. But like there was just some people just like, oh my God, this is just the most racist comment. It's like no, everybody's having fun with it. But I was surprised, and part of why that's funny to me is because it is so sad. Because I was gonna write a comment that was like, this is so cool that these guys like are into music from when we were kids and like and whatever, and it's like and instead the comments are just fucking making fun of the
just
like
brutal,
black
ripping people apart.
band names. Like I don't just stereotype.
But like you said, it wasn't people actually being racist.
Oh
People
my
being
God!
funny with the joke of just making band names, you know.
And then the fact that it keeps going and that it gets better and they're that good is so funny. Like it's so fucking funny. Like I pray for everyone to come across that Instagram and be surprised by how funny that fucking comment section is. Speaking of funny, Mustafa might have figured it out live from the jail cell. Here he is. Oh, maybe we lost him again.
From a cell phone he carried in up his asshole. It's Mustafa.
He pulls it out of there. Yep. D. Welsh is on top, baby. Who would have thought tonight that D. Welsh would be the man? What up, Mustafa? No, he's muted or something. Is he in jail?
He's in solitary confinement currently.
I think you muted yourself or something, Mustafa.
Well then.
He looks good, though.
Is this like one of those dog whistle things? Like I can't hear him?
This looks like a DMX video, like one of the early days ones before he ever made the CD.
Especially with the angle. Yeah, Mustafa's looking real hard right now. Somebody shoots him, he'll be 50 Cent. I got shot 9 times.
50 Cent was using the Trump thing the other day. Did you see that? In Boston.
Really?
50 Cent.
50 Cent.
He was using his, you know what was funny? I was talking to Leah about all the Trump stuff earlier, and we were talking about, like, Suge Knight and P. Diddy and the whole thing and whatever, and then Leah, out of nowhere, she's like, well, you know, 50 Cent. And I was like, I almost lost it.
You just, yeah.
Because Leah, like, saying that, I don't know why, but it was so funny to me.
50.
It's like she's so white to me that her saying 50 Cent was cracking me up. Like it was killing me. And I was trying not to laugh out loud because I didn't want to get mad at me, but I was like, say that again, please.
Make a death row. Yeah. Pico's been just killing names in the chat. It's been pretty funny. Martin Luther King Diamond.
See, there you go. See, there you
Parkway Drive-By. Like, yeah, that's what At Midnight used to do. So they always had those damn, like ruin a movie, ruin a song, that kind of stuff. You have to add to it and change the name. That's more what it felt like everyone just jumping in on the joke, and so goddamn funny.
We got to figure out a way to turn that into a white thing where like I don't even know how to do it. I don't even know. I don't think it works as well. I think it's easier to make those jokes for some reason.
Yeah.
Because I'm racist. You have no volume, Mustafa. Oh, well.
Right.
Mustafa's a bust.
Try
all right,
again.
brother.
See if we can hear him.
Fuck him. I watched AEW on W speed. It's the only way on double speed. You know what, though? I watched it tonight from beginning to end and I liked it. I seriously did. I mean, it was all right. Dude, it's hard to. It's a weird show, though. It is. You watched a 1 hour and 5 minute match with MJF and Osprey. So
yeah, and then you had 2 angles and then the match. So that was the rest of the show. So it wasn't like you had a lot because of the.
Oh, do you think maybe he's muted because we're in here? Let's try in the public. Let me bring over to the public chat and see. All right, Mustafa, try it now, baby. Oh, there it is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. You must be because you're muted because you're not allowed in that room or whatever.
Well, I'm never allowed in the private room, so that's all right. But anyways, what's going on?
Yeah, it looks like you're
no,
in.
That costs extra. You know that. My daughter charges top dollar.
Yeah, it looks like you're in a jail cell.
No.
More like solitary.
No. I can
the walls
breathe.
look soft.
I like solitaire.
Yeah. Well, what's up with you tonight?
What's going on, Jake?
Did you watch AEW?
I did. So I love the opening match, but my problem with referee because it just made me look like a douche. It's like, okay, I'm gonna use my 10 count. I'm just gonna and the build up doesn't even justify them going out into the crowd and eating tables, which was just random,
We didn't hear a thing you said. Mustafa, that was the blackest thing that could have happened. He called from an Obama phone.
I'm telling you, it's one of those little jail phones. You see them? They're super small. They have plugs so you could charge them themselves,
Unbelievable, Mustafa.
I think that would probably be the hardest thing in jail is never mind, you can get shit in fine, but where do you charge the devices? Like, you don't have a plug in your cell.
Right.
That's what I want to know. Who brings in the USB charger with like a solar panel or something? Is that how you get it made?
What do you think Mustafa's band name would be?
Ooh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, there you go. He's back. Okay. We didn't hear anything you said.
Yeah, sorry about that.
You were like
something against the government, like Rage Against Welfare or something like that.
Oh my God. Even though he's got more money than us in his bank.
Hey, it fits with his message.
What's his message? Fail so we can cry and parade about it? Go ahead, Mustafa.
Just give me reparations. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that 40 acres and a mule. But no, basically, yeah, the opening match I liked, but I really just hated the fact that it keeps discrediting the referees because the referees just look like crap, like coming out of it. And not only that, but I mean,
what's the time limit?
I thought was.
What's the time limit on that match too? Right? Did they say it was an hour?
Yeah, right. You would think that it would be like a 20-minute time limit, but it's never referenced that it should be a 60-minute time limit, especially since that it's a non-world heavyweight title match.
Well, what did they get?
They gave you 60 minutes because it is a title match, but it should have been a 20-minute endeavor.
Usually a title match like that is 30 minutes,
Yeah. It should have been shorter, but.
Or you could do 2 out of 3 falls in advance. That's fine. But again, this is the first time that they've ever touched gloves. So it's not like, there's anything for the causality of it. And they've only had very few weeks of build up to this match. If not,
there was no build. That's the problem. Last week, they announced the match. The little interaction they had the week before kind of set things up, but not definitively. Really, it was about Garcia. And like you said, it's moments, not angles.
No, Jake, they made references. Yeah, not like an entire angle, but they made references to Big League MJF. That's why he went heel, all this stuff, set up this match. But yeah, Like I said, there's really not that much build up, especially with a match like this that should be on a pay-per-view, let alone they're giving it out for free.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I said, I really thought they would go with the time limit draw. Once it broke the half-hour mark, I'm like, oh, here we go. This is what's going to happen. Thankfully, they didn't go that way. They surprised me. I think they did that to surprise the sickos, as Tony says. But they often undermine the referees and make them look like idiots. So I'm kind of over that at this point. That's been forever old. Aubrey reacts to moves and sells more than half the roster. So.
Yeah, I know, Jake, but I mean, it's just really sad to me because, like, dude, we grew up with referees, not just in WWE, but we grew up with referees in, like, WCW, NWA, those guys. There's integrity with not burying the referee, but then also therefore, especially if it's a championship match, you don't bury the title, you don't bury the promotion, you don't bury the referees overall. And they're doing all three in one match. That's not even advertised to be a 60-minute draw or a near 60-minute draw.
Damn straight. And that's why I continually say he's booking, moments, not angles, not stories. He's just doing to get we're going to get a big rating because they're wrestling each other. Like you said, it wasn't built towards a pay-per-view goal. There was no end goal in sight yet. It was just they're going to face each other, then we'll move on.
And notwithstanding the fact that they're going for one of their biggest shows, All In 2, or technically All In 3, for those that are keeping a scorecard. I mean, I'm looking at this to the point where they're building around just the bigger shows, because normally you build around the small shows to get to the big show, but they're doing the complete opposite, and they've been doing that for a while. And I'm like, guys, what sells tickets is not just dream matches. What sells tickets is emotional investment in characters. And the only character that I would say has been consistent, at least for the entire year, is Tony Storm. And I've said that several occasions. And Tony Storm's story arc is more palpable and more applicable to attach to as a fan, even as a casual fan. And then all of a sudden I'm lost in the sauce with everything else that's going on.
Well, also, here's the thing. All In 2024 is August 25th. Then the weekend following, September 7th, is All Out. Why do they have to have it a week after? Then they have Wrestle Dream. And it's like, why not just save All Out or not do it at all? You're doing All In. Do you need All Out? So they're going to have to rush. They're going to build towards Wembley and then have one episode as their go-home show to build her All Out like they did last year. And it was, Moxley and Orange Cassidy that no one gave a shit about.
Which barely nobody ever remembers that match. And all due respect to both guys, barely anybody remembers that match unless you're like an elitist that just, says that they do remember it, but they only remember the finish.
Exactly. And then how it turned out and all the shit that happened with that belt and how cursed it was with Moxley. But they're going to have just this week of build. And it's like, all right, what can you do with that? And that's a dangerous point because, again, they'll do for moments, not angles.
Yeah. Let's talk about that real quick. So basically, there's all these moments that are happening. I mean, again, I love partially what Jericho is doing, despite the fact that he needs Big Bill. He needs basically his squad to kind of take bumps for him, basically, until you get to the match. That's old school, right? But then you got, various other factions that are basically almost doing the same thing, just not like what Jericho is doing, because what he's doing is unique. And it's just like they're just trying to retread old school NJPW stuff that unfortunately gets so watered down that when I look at the actual NJPW stuff, it's like a skeleton in comparison to what's going on in the US. So it's just, I'm sorry, everything just feels like a retread. It feels like the movie industry. There's always a reboot of something. That's kind of what AEW is doing.
I had no idea that Twisters was getting a sequel until I saw it on Raw. With the trailer, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Wait, you didn't see the Super Bowl commercial?
No,
bro, that was
I missed that entirely.
Yeah,
I didn't give much of a shit with the Super Bowl this year. I watched parts of it, but it turned out how we all thought it would.
And bro, I mean, I watched the original when I was a kid. My dad, this is how old school my dad was. He actually got the bootleg literally on the street the day after the film came out, brought it back home, and we watched it and just laughed our asses off. I'm like 5 years old at this point. And again, my dad's like a, my dad's like a realist when it comes to science and all that stuff. And he knew that it was BS. It's all practical stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Danny MT wrote Third Eye Behind Bars.
I was dying at that before.
Oh, I just saw it.
This chat has been nuts all night. So.
Well,
backing up my point, WWE just gets bigger and bigger. You have Cody Rhodes, Rey Mysterio, and Rhea Ripley as downloadable characters in Modern Warfare 3 soon for their new season.
Yeah.
You're going to get to play as WWE characters. Like, that's nuts. And the fact that they're able to do this and have their own mode, but you see Rhea Ripley executing people in the battlefield. That's crazy now. They're global. Apparently they're going to do something with McDonald's coming up soon. They're doing some type of burger joint now currently. And
what's it called? Not shenanigans. What's it called? Yeah, with the cups and everything like that, right? With the Dudley Boys, Kane and Undertaker.
Yeah, the tag team stuff, yeah.
Oh, I keep forgetting the name, but there's one of them that's actually in Pennsylvania, and most of them are all in the Carolinas. I can't remember their names or the name of the restaurant, but somebody in the chat will put it up. Yeah, because the furthest one, or at least the closest one where I'm at, is like literally in Pennsylvania, down south.
Yeah, see, and on a side note, their character renders in Call of Duty look better than the actual WWE 2K video game. Every tattoo stands out. Every little makeup on Rhea, the tattoos on Rey, and Cody's, like his hair, his muscles, all of it. Like everything just looks super realistic. It's nuts.
I wonder what graphics they use, because that might be the next direction for at least WWE to get into. Because honestly, the past like 10 years when it comes to graphics with WWE, I've never been a fan of.
Yeah, a lot of them have been underwhelming. Like they'd get a couple of the stars to look really good, and then all the women would look like horrible, monstrous amalgamations of what they're supposed to look like, and you would see maybe a few decent stars, and everybody else would just look bland. So they
would look like they were on steroids, pretty much.
Yeah, essentially, jacked to the gills. But that's cool to see that season 5 is going to have that for Call of Duty. They released the trailer with it. And it's going to be Wednesday the 17th, I think, is the launch of it. So
and it's funny. I'm shocked they didn't even put John Cena into it.
July 24th it releases.
Oh, yeah, word. I'm surprised they didn't put John Cena into this, since this is going to be his last run.
I thought they would as well. Maybe they don't want to use his character in a killing mercenary game. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, it's true. But, I mean,
they don't want to have Cena running around with guns, but they're doing it with Cody, so whatever.
Right. Well, the American Nightmare. There you go. And that kind of lives up to the title. So.
The American Nightmare, taking down one airport at a time.
Oh God. I won't go into that. There was a story about that today. But no. Nonetheless, though, I think. I mean, AEW right now. I am just really trying to find ways not to nitpick this show or any of the shows that they put on. I mean, again, everybody can nitpick Rampage because it's practically a wasteland now. Collision, I mean, again, I don't know what the ratings are these days, but it's just like I can only imagine barely people watch that on a Saturday because it's the summer and people go out. But with Wednesdays, with Dynamite, it's just I'm trying to be optimistic, but it's very difficult when, like I said, you're making the referees look like crap. You're discrediting your titles. The stories, especially if you're trying to make them, only go so far. We're practically living 2014, 15, 16 WWE with AEW.
Yeah, basically they flopped. And I think a lot of it also was, like I said, the temperatures changed in wrestling. And I don't think people necessarily loved AEW. I think it's just that they were so down on what the product WWE was giving us that, like, hey, let's, anything's got to be better than this. And then when things kind of changed over there with Punk's hiring, firing, and release,
and then Vince's allegations, and
just really, there's a lot of dark stuff, and they have so many people signed right now that are not ever being presented or seen or used, and it's
don't know what to do with them. They just sign them and they have no idea what to do with them. Like, for example, when Drew Gulak, I think, got signed, I'm like, what the hell is he going to do? You know what I mean? And again, Ricochet apparently is going to go over there, and I'm hoping Ricochet gets a really good, push, and they really give him some programs to work with. But it's like, you give him, let's say, 2 or 3 months and then nothing comes of it. Well, then now you're stuck with them for a few years.
Yeah. And Tony Khan saying, "Oh, Mariah May is one of the biggest stars in wrestling," and it's like, I don't see it. I don't see even Tony being that over. She's over with the AEW audience, but not entirely. She's been a heel
They're
for most
over
of it.
with the high spots. They're just over with the high spots and don't care about 5 years worth of build. I mean, dude, did you think when Roman first got the title, or when he came back in 2020 after he had taken some time off, that we would get literally a 4-year feud that build not only him but everybody that he faced, including his family being involved?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you could pick apart a few decisions here or there, but really that aligns with other people's desires and motivations, like The Rock coming in and messing things up, or Vince's reliance on Lesnar. I mean, because Roman wouldn't have kept his title if he didn't get COVID, and then Lesnar won the other belt that night from Big E, right? I think it was he took him from. I think Big
Something
E was
like that,
champion.
yeah. But I mean, I just remember WrestleMania 36 during the pandemic when Roman apparently was supposed to face Goldberg, and that got nixed, and then
Because
everything
Roman
got
was not able because of his illness to come out or something, like I believe it was. Like he was
and then he
at
comes
risk.
back around the summertime. Yeah, he comes back around the summertime. Beats Bray Wyatt.
Well, he came back at SummerSlam when they had Bray and Strowman killing each other in the ring. They were tearing the ring up, and then he comes in and takes them both out, and then they had a triple threat. He won the belt, and he wasn't pinned again until like 1,300 days later by Jey Uso when they had the tag match.
1,360, yeah. And then of course he loses the belt 1,316 days later. Yeah. So again, they did that so well that I'm just like looking at AEW going, guys, what are you doing? You have all the toys, but yet you have no creative direction as far as how you want to overall compete, because that's also the other reason why you're here. You're a rival wrestling company. You're saying you want to be the alternative, but you're always going to be compared to your competitor.
Yeah, I mean, and him saying that, people like Sasha has creative control, and you wonder why things aren't working, and she didn't want to be a heel in the beginning, and she can trash her husband, but
yeah, but that's the other thing too. Just giving a wrestler control is already a bad idea, a la Hulk Hogan. Don't do that. Contractually or otherwise, don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can do something, it's got to be super special circumstances. And then every time you do it, you're really compromising a lot of shit. And so if you're not doing it for just the top guy, or maybe the top 2-3 guys, man, if you're doing it for like 10 people, 15, or it's like, wow, you are going to have a fucked up company. Like, and I get
because you're not bringing any money in. Yeah, because you're not bringing in any money. Dude, if you brought in like $5 million quarterly, or at least maybe like that much during half the year, okay, maybe, just maybe, like we'll give you a little bit of some control here and there. But ultimately, Tony Khan still has the final decision. And the fact that he's just letting the inmates run the asylum just shows, bro.
Right.
And that's the thing, it shows. There's a big lack of creativity most often. And like I said, it's just about angles, not about moments, not angles. No real story keeping you going.
I mean, I'm not even excited about All In at all. There's nothing telling me, hey, come by me, watch me. Like, take your summer day and just spend your time watching a pay-per-view overseas.
No, there's really not anything right now that's really worthwhile or feels must see. At least last year, I'm like, what's going to happen? Will Adam Cole get the belt? It's face versus face. Are we going to get a turn here? Are we going to get... And then the 5 more minutes stuff, and the time draw, it had a good conclusion, but at least there was a reason to tune in. You're curious what happened with Punk. You were curious what happened with a few things.
And the best part about it was when you were watching the Punk deal, you didn't know about what was going on until there was a report, on the internet, and then all of a sudden, all hell broke loose after that point. And nobody was expecting that, and we were just expecting one thing led to another, and blah blah blah. But
when it felt like things shifted was when they played the footage of Punk and Perry fighting. That's when I feel like things really went south. The image of AEW, the booking changed a lot around that time too. Like, it had been getting less than stellar, but I feel like it really got piss poor at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean, again, notwithstanding the fact that, what happened at All In or before, like the pay-per-view, dude, the moment that Jack Perry went to the camera and says it's real glass, I'm like, oh God, I hope Punk's match is not up next on the main show. And guess what? It was. So I already knew, and I'll put 2 and 2 together when I'm watching the feed. I'm like, oh, they're definitely seeing each other in gorilla position. And then, of course, all that happened. So, but no, Jake, I agree that definitely the anticipation and promoting the footage, which, by the way, you had half the fans chanting FCM Punk, but then you had also other fans chanting CM Punk. So again, there's still a divide, and regardless of the divide, Punk is still over in the AEW.
Yeah, it's almost like they were trying to say, if you like Punk, don't be here. We don't want you.
Which is BS. People, yeah, exactly. Well, that's BS also, because people can still go in there with a CM Punk shirt, and regardless of what you think about him, dude, that's his merch. He sold that in the company and still makes residuals off that, I would assume.
And he looks great right now. Punk looks so good. He looks more muscle on than ever. He looks like 25 pounds heavier. He's tan. He just looks like just 10 years younger than any time I saw him in AEW, with gray beard hair, and it didn't really look like he was working out as much. Now he looks fucking jacked. Like his arms are huge.
It's crazy. And I remember when he lost weight when he was going into MMA, and I'm like, oh wow, he actually looks healthier even then. But he looks even more primed and ready than ever, than even from 10 years ago. But I think even more so, again, it all started obviously with All Out 2022, and that was kind of like the new decline, or like the first decline rather, of AEW. And then of course the year after that, and then Punk gets released. I was there when Joe got the news, and I'm just like, okay, this is a brand new direction, and let's see if they're going to sink or swim. And so far, AEW has really not been able to swim.
No, certainly not. At least not to the potential they should be living up to with who they have on the roster.
I'm just sad how we're in the 5th year of AEW, and we're not even hitting 1.5 ratings. And it not only beating NXT, but literally be able to compete with a Raw or SmackDown show in terms of ratings.
Well, it's gone the other way.
Say, well,
they've gone the other way. WWE's going up and AEW's going down. That's crazy.
Yeah, and again, it just takes, and again, I truly believe CM Punk really turned that company around, even just from when it started. Because when it started, you had about 900,000 people watching, close to 1 million, very few million viewed shows, but the consistency of that, yes, it was before Punk, but even when Punk came in, there was more consistency, and yet they were dropping the ball by including the Friday show, which for me still to this day doesn't make sense why you want to have, Rampage. If you wanted to do the Saturday show, why not do it in the morning? Don't do it in the afternoon or evening. It's just going to kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Like right now they have the Lucha Bros taking on Private Party as the main event of Rampage. So why have Jericho talk tonight? Why couldn't you have had that match? You know what I mean? It just, with Jericho, and there's so many people not being used. So.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, Joe, let me ask you this. I mean, in terms of leading up to All In, is there anything that you're interested in based upon what we're already seeing on Dynamite?
I'm kind of...
you got Daniel Bryan and Swerve.
I don't care about. I have more interest in the Cowboy and Swerve because they have some kind of history, and then I've got a lot of interest in Will Osprey and MJF, maybe because of what happened here tonight, and because of what they're doing. They had really good chemistry in that match tonight. It really was good. If I would like to see those two guys in a main event at some point, which I think we're going to get.
Thank you.
So
thank you. Because ultimately, as Jake's just said earlier, it's like you have Swerve, who really should be the heel, and you have Hangman, who should be the babyface. But again, because of the reaction that Swerve got multiple occasions, it's like, okay, let's just flip them. But again, Hangman is more justified in his actions, just like Drew McIntyre is justified in his actions, despite the fact that he's viewed as a heel.
Right.
So it's just like because Tony's basically trying to do the ECW thing where heels and babyface don't exist, but technically that's not the case. Raven was a heel despite getting babyface reactions. Same with Shane Douglas. He was a heel, but he still got babyface reactions.
Right.
Taz, when he was a heel, got babyface reactions when he was constantly beating up all these random guys that Paul Heyman kept feeding him. So again, I'm just perplexed trying to figure out, not just who's the babyface, who's the heel, but if you are going to be the cool heel, give me a reason to boo you, despite the fact that I think it's cool to boo you.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure this out to the best of my ability. And again, Tony Storm, like I said, best thing that I like to watch, when it comes to a Dynamite. But again, even in the women's division, where I'm just like, yo, who else is going to step up? Like, I want to see Tony succeed. I want to see everybody else succeed. But now we got Dr. Britt Baker, who's back. And again, the matches are going to be great. I'm not discrediting the athleticism of the performers. My curiosity is in the psychology of the story, especially when stories can carry on for 6 months to a year, which they have yet to really do.
Right. Yeah, it's I don't mind. I like that too. I like if there's maybe one thing, one story, one situation that carries for a long time. WWE is lucky that they can kind of do anything with a lot of things right now. AEW is very in the corner. They have to be everything they do seems to be wrong eventually, and they back themselves into corners and stuff like that. I feel bad for Tony Khan's position because, not that it isn't his fault, but it's like, but you know what? We might come out of it now. We might finally start to come out of all this negativity. Maybe things will start taking off again coming up. And maybe tonight was the start of that. I don't know. Maybe not, but I don't know. At least, I mean, here's the thing. For the last, over this past 6 months, I mean, I would give tonight probably a 7 out of 10, which is probably one of my better scores for AEW in a while. So that's good, I guess.
I mean, I personally originally was going to try to give it a 7, but after when I kind of meditated on, like, again, the lack, what the referees were going through and, like, the lack of, like, understanding of what they could have been doing, plus also, little things here and there, I kind of backed off because I'm just going to give it a 6 because, again, it's just like I want to believe in what I'm seeing entirely with this company. But it's just like every time when I get like my hope up, every time when it hits that 8 o'clock hour, I'm like, okay, come on, guys, make this comeback. And granted, the matches, including, Osprey and MJF, was great in terms of the athleticism. But again, refereeing, the, breaking of the rules here and there, especially, not kind of having the understanding that this is not advertised as a 60-minute match or, wins and losses. Do they truly matter anymore or not? Like, again, I'm just confused. I'm perplexed.
Yeah, there's a lot of uncertainties. And
Come on out, you rapist!
Oh. Mickey Canine, what up, baby?
That's a gangster name.
Yep. OG guy there. Hey, Mickey K9, thanks for being a member. Mustafa, what'd you think of Trump taking a bullet near the ear the other day? We didn't hear from you on that.
He lived.
He lives.
He lived. And the other guy got shot. I'm like, dude, if you're going to make a shot count, bro, he was a poor shooter. He was in the wrong place. He got his ass dead. What did that give him? It was a 20-year-old guy who was stupid.
Well, I mean, really,
I don't think he was a poor shooter.
He was in the right place.
I mean,
he was in the right place.
How hard it is to land a shot like that.
Yeah, he's in the right place.
I mean, he nicked his ear. He was millimeters away from.
No, I mean, seriously, no. Think about this. Everyone's been saying, "Oh, the guy's a bad shot." No, he's not. First of all, the fact that and this is conspiracy aside because I think he was allowed to do this, but he got up onto that roof that should have been guarded. He crawled up on the roof,
and then police saw him, and he pointed the rifle at the police.
At the police, scared the police away, I guess, and then went back to shooting, and then executed it. Here's the thing: if Trump doesn't move, he has the shot. He's got the shot of Trump's head. And
I sent you on Facebook the photo of it, Joe. How the angle would be if he didn't move his head.
Yeah,
it shows the two angles like exactly perfectly lined up. They had a neuroscience whatever.
Yeah, so he can't control. And Trump was still. Trump is still. He's got the shot, but Trump moved. So it's not that he's a bad shot. All the liberal people were like, "Oh, why is he got to be a bad shot?" He's not a bad shot. Trump moved. That's why.
He was behind cover, and then people on top of him. So he just kept.
I'm not gonna lie. When he rose up and raised his fist in the air, when he rose up and put his fist in the air, I'm like, bro, this is only going to help his presidency even more. And I talked to a buddy of mine who's Republican. I'm like, oh yeah, bro, dude, he's freaking God, man. I'm like, no, he's not God, but I get what you mean. So
right. I myself never liked Trump as a person, but yeah, that's the photo I sent Joe. Like that's literally how it worked out. You can see that both bullets are aligned the exact same place. One destroys the quarter back half of his brain. The other one, he's only got his ear to worry about.
Yeah.
If he didn't look at that chart, amazingly,
you can get.
So basically, he's a Mick Foley now. He pulled a Mick Foley. He's got the one ear now.
Yeah, I said that. I go, thanks a lot. Yeah,
he didn't have it bandaged when he went out golfing either. But when he went ahead and went to the RNC, then he had a huge oversized bandage on his ear.
Uh-huh.
Such a Trump thing, but it just made me chuckle.
Did you hear Frank Graham's statement? Because it was just announced earlier today that Biden got COVID, and he's just like, "Oh, he took the vaccine." I'm like, "Wow, what a shot!"
Jesus.
Well, I don't
surprise me anyway.
Well, but Joe Biden said you won't get COVID if you get the vaccine.
Well, apparently.
How did he get
it? Nonetheless, I mean, I'm looking at this as, I mean, did you guys see the last debate that they had? It was just so excruciating. It was even more excruciatingly painful than the comedy that we saw 4 years ago between these two. It was just sad.
Dude, it was
Joe was on live for it.
Joe was dead, and Trump was just spanking his face. Like, I was just like, it wasn't the same type of people. Like, the last time Trump ran him over and Joe was fighting, but it was annoying to watch. This time, Joe was a corpse, and Trump was just kind of like laying back on him a little bit. Like,
yeah,
this guy's, he didn't even, like, I feel bad for him almost.
And me being an independent and just looking at these two, and I'm like, okay, this is the best that we have to offer out of 330 million people, you know, in this country. And I'm just like, this is going to be really, really rough, because regardless of who wins, and I really don't care at this point, it's just becoming like, it's just becoming more and more apparent of just like, you know, everybody just exposing themselves as what they are and what they, you know, again, anybody can nitpick anybody at this point, whether it be on the news, whether it be on social media. And even with the way Elon Musk is running Twitter is even more insane. I mean, I'm not sure if you looked into this, but sex trafficking is practically going to go up even more so because of the way that Elon runs Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it.
Probably. I mean, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I've heard the lack of moderation has led to an increase in a lot of issues thanks to Twitter, because there's such an ease of access to people. But
yeah, because, I mean,
you don't know how much
OnlyFans
is legit.
But you know what?
OnlyFans, yeah.
Trump.
I mean,
Twitter
OnlyFans is pretty. Yeah, go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Twitter was so messed up that Elon had to buy it, but yeah, it's going to open things up to some bad other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I think Twitter was censored before, and it was annoying. And it was inappropriate how Twitter was censoring people, and I thought it was very dangerous how people were being censored from the square so nobody could talk because of their political opinions. So I think Twitter was very dangerous for free speech before and for discourse among people. But now it's a little bit more dangerous in a different way because it's supposed to be more free. But because of that, you're allowing it to be opened up to other things. So what you're saying is right, but I still agree. I'm still happy Elon bought it and everything is whatever, but they've got to be aware of what's going to happen, what could happen now, like you're talking about.
Elon is not going to care. As long as he's making money, he's not going to care. Same thing with like the OnlyFans, you know, type of thing, where I would not be surprised if like one day he buys OnlyFans and is practically going to make a marriage between Twitter and OnlyFans, and it's going to open the floodgates even more.
I think that Elon doesn't do things necessarily to make money. I don't think, because honestly, if he wanted to make money, he would have stayed out of all of this and let his companies kick ass. And instead, he purchased this company, and he's losing money, and he's lost money. And on top of that, he's moving out of California to Texas, which that's a problem.
Everybody is.
No, I know,
Everyone is.
But he's done so many things that have cost him lots of money that I know he likes money, and I get it, and he's super rich. But I really think I honestly believe in some way, mostly he's doing it for moral reasons. Like, he thinks he really needs to step in to help things. I think that there are some people that think he's doing it because a vendetta or somebody wronged him. So,
well, he didn't really want to buy Twitter. He kind of backed out of it, but then was forced to at that point.
Right. Exactly.
But his original thing was he was saying there were too many bots on Twitter. That's why he wasn't going to buy it. And then he was forced into the deal by his public statement. But yeah, I mean, I know there was an intention there of having it be less against free speech, but then it turned into this racist porn OnlyFans nightmare of mess. Like, underneath any tweet, there's about 30 to 50 robot replies, and it's all the same. Yeah, it's all the same nonsense of all the clip farming, rage bait bullshit.
And dude, the amount of ads that Twitter uses, especially when it comes to explicit content, is unreal. Like, I had a buddy of mine send me this the other day because he works for Twitter, and he's telling me, like, dude, all of this has increased in analytics within the past like 5 months, like crazy. And pretty soon what's going to happen is, like, you know, eventually because the government works against the government in various different ways, but there's going to be some type of regulation, because if they're not able to regulate it, it's not only going to come to question, but eventually there's going to be a big story that can relate to some type of death or some type of big national scandal that everybody's going to be in the question, and then it can also cost jobs.
No, certainly, no doubt about it.
So it's funny how you want everything all at once, but then by the time you have everything, it's easy not only to lose it, but also lose sight of the original intention.
Well, here's the other thing that can happen. The other problem that can happen, right? Like, think about it. Twitter was so bad that it was, and it felt like Twitter was against us or against certain people, and it was dangerous. What are we going to do? And
cyberbullying. But
yeah, and this is before Elon bought it, right? And Twitter was against the right-wing people or independent people. And so you want anybody to come save it. And the problem is you don't always know if and you get really behind it. Like I got really behind Elon, but Elon's done some things that are weird. This is how, and I'm not trying to say Elon's Hitler or like Trump or anybody's Hitler. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that like when you're boxed into a corner and you're like, we're fucked, we need help, and somebody comes in and you think they're the savior, but it turns out they're a crazy person too.
But when you call someone Hitler over and over, and then you wonder why they're being shot at a public speaking event, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I'm not calling anybody. That's why I'm not saying.
I know you're not.
It has nothing to do with that.
For years now, people have called Trump Hitler, and he needs to be in our crosshairs and taken out. And
right. Now that happens, like, why did it happen? So it's like, why is this? If the right did this, it would be crazy. But no,
and a lot of my previous stance was just not liking Trump versus not. It wasn't even like all political alignments either. It was just like,
my
he's
point
such a shitty person. You don't want him to lead the country. But I feel like we were better off under his.
No, we were better off under Trump for sure. We were. Yeah. I'm just saying. My point is, this is how Hitler happens. Like, this is people are like, how does Hitler happen? Oh well, Germany is fucked, and all the people feel angry and wronged and confused. And then they let somebody in. So, like, you don't know who's the next Hitler. It could be anyone. It could be some guy could be J.D. Vance, could be Kamala Harris, could be Trump, it could be any of these people, because they could come in because you're desperate for anything, and you're like, yes, put this person in, and then they're crazy. You don't know what's going to happen, but because we're all scared, disillusioned, and freaked out, we'll do anything, and that's how shit like this is going to go down.
Well, you're not wrong, because... Go ahead, Rostafa.
I'm sorry for interrupting, but you want to know what's crazy? It's like I'm down at the shore just the other day, and I'm playing a gig. I'm doing my thing, and then out of nowhere, I hit the boardwalk, and it's like, and this is the day after he got shot. Everybody's wearing those T-shirts like, I'm still gonna vote for a convicted felon, or like whatever it said, and I'm just like, that is. And again, I'm not saying that it's every Republican, because by the way, not every Republican is a MAGA lover, and I have friends that are on both sides of the aisle.
MAGA. Must have been a glitch. MAGA. You said Magna.
MAGA. We're liquid hot magma. No, basically, I have friends that are on both sides of the aisle, and they all are just like, yeah, man, like, dude, like, either screw this guy or for this guy or whatever. But I just look at it as a thing. It's amazing how even just somebody who's near death or just got shot, and it just only motivated them to vote for him even more. Even the people that are moderate that I know are thinking about voting for him, and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm an independent. I go for what I feel, what I know. So.
Look at me, dude.
I voted against Trump twice. Right now, I vote for him. Like, and I know he's a bad person and blah blah blah. But him having the wherewithal to go ahead and be able to comfort people, be like, I'm okay, but I still want to send a message of fight after he was shot at. There was no fight or flight. It was just
and
fight.
He's friends with Putin, so I can only imagine, like, dealing with Putin, all the ceasefire, like, especially with, like, what was going on in Ukraine and everything. Like, especially, dude, the amount of money that we gave to Ukraine, which, again, you want to give money to Ukraine, that's fine, but dude, the amount that we gave, I'm just like, wait, where's that going towards?
Yeah, it's going somewhere else.
I mean, the Iron Dome, just the money we kept for Israel's Iron Dome is enough to end homelessness in the United States, like, for this month.
Yeah.
There's a lot that could go on here that should be happening, but it's not, sadly. But like you said, I mean, a lot of it, I'm being honest, was, Orange Man bad, and that was part of it. But there's also a lot to just how failed the Democrats have or just how much the Democrats have failed society. And like Joe was saying, it doesn't take much.
It's more than just the gun.
That's what
Mainly
made
just
Hitler
the deaths. I think
great
it's really-
as a public speaker. You know, he wasn't a great person, but he was a great public speaker because he was able to lead people that were so defeated and downtrodden and destroyed to have a sense of hope and, you know, like well wishes for the future. And he just made these people feel like, hey, this is the right thing to do, and this is what we need to do. And like Joe said, it's not that hard to see who could be the next one. Could be anybody, but
what really perplexes me even more is that, and it's not just like certain people that I know within the evangelical community, but people just overall that like deify Trump is actually insane to me. Because granted, like I get it, he got shot, he survived, but when you say that Trump is God, ooh, this is going to be really, really bad. Because, you know, again, yes, as I said, not for his character, not for the way he's practically done things as a person.
Yeah, I don't see how that. I don't see that. Yeah, how people could say that. I mean, he's great.
Well, no,
he's inspires people.
Dude,
is what I'm pumped up
what you
for the
find
guy.
online. People just look at him as God, give him a godlike complex.
yeah, but people vilify him as much as they deify him. I mean, it happens both ways, and that's all public figures.
That's true.
I mean, I'm not saying you're not correct, and a lot of people have done it more. But it's also, I mean, you think about how news and news stories used to be, especially growing up. The assassination attempt would be the only main story on every news channel this entire week.
Right.
Instead, after the 12-hour cycle is over, it's like, all right, on to the next. I mean, we may never know any type of motivation or whatnot, but the buildup of this gunman is just very perplexing. And, you know, as everyone says, it doesn't seem like, you know, not something they knew he liked guns, but he never seemed violent. You know, there were no outliers that really raised any red flags. And like you said, so many people pointed out there's a man with a gun on the roof. How, you know, and the police apparently couldn't get a hold of the Secret Service. And I mean, we've heard so many different stories and tales now, and you don't know what's 100% accurate. But there was a huge miscommunication and a gigantic fuck
And no
up.
one's going after the NRA. Isn't that weird also that nobody has said anything about the NRA?
Because I don't think people are really arguing this one
Yeah.
about gun ownership yet. I mean,
I
the
think they
father
saved
bought
the
the
NRA
guns
for-
legally, and
Yeah,
I mean,
the kid
people have
well,
made their typical.
I said this to Leah earlier because Leah said, "Well, his father should be in trouble," and I said, "Well, no, well, I don't know because the father is a father. He has a weapon. The kid is 20. Did the kid have a license?
So he's of age.
So he's of age.
He,
so it's not
he
like
can legally have a weapon. So that's the issue.
Yeah,
Good.
and so I don't. There's no crime there. I don't. I mean, then but Leah was like, "Well, he's supposed to keep it locked up or whatever," and I'm like, "Well, I don't think you have to do that." But
With kids, yeah, you have to keep it locked up with kids, but I don't know if you do with adults.
But I heard that the dad. Is this true? The dad called the police in the middle of the day to say his gun and son are missing, and he thinks something's up.
I have not been able to confirm that, but I read that as well. That's why I was like,
yeah. I mean, my opinion is I'm
Maybe the chat will
assuming,
know.
and again, I'm only just going from my gut, that the father owned the gun. It wasn't the son's gun.
yeah, it was the father's gun that he had just purchased recently legally, and the son bought the ammunition that day. And then when he was there, Pittsburgh, you know, or Pennsylvania police, whatever it was, the ones for Butler there, saw him acting very weird by the mag sensors, like the magnetic sensors when people had to walk in. And they said he was acting very funny. And then they had supposedly ordered police officers to go keep an eye on him, but they lost sight of him and then couldn't find him again. And then when he was up on the roof, I guess two like regular police officers went up, but they saw the gun. They went back down. I guess he pointed it at the officers. The officers went back down. Or original story was the officer fell off the ladder, seeing the gun in his face, and fell onto another officer below him. And then while they were injured, that's why
Play the
people
Benny
couldn't
Hill
get the
music.
ladder. Basically, yeah, that's the kind of scenario they were pointing. So they said the original cop up top fell down when the gun was pointed at him onto the other cop. So, but still, they couldn't get a hold of the Secret Service through their lines, and they were trying to let them know. And then you hear the Secret Service had him in their sights the entire time, and were just told that they couldn't authorize, you know, lethal action. So, like I said, I'm waiting for more detail. But will anything ever truly be confirmed? I don't know.
Yeah, just like the Mandalay Bay.
We'll never get all the details. We'll never get to all the details. It's like,
Yeah, the Mandalay Bay shooting. The guy brought in guns over the course of like 36 hours. He would go out, gamble, come back in with cases and cases and cases, and they would just help him bring it up to his hotel room. Sure, that's normal. And he just kept bringing guns and guns and guns and ammunition and stuff to barricade himself with and all that shit everywhere. That was ungodly how that worked out too. He had the perfect position, the perfect elevation, the perfect venue.
The perfect shot. I mean, and I can only imagine that he was a pretty good marksman just based upon how many hits he got.
But you don't have to be in those scenarios because people are at concerts, they're packed so tight together that you literally hold the trigger. It does its job for you.
But the guy was a former government whatever, right? Wasn't he?
Yeah, he had some type of like arms training, so it wasn't out of the ordinary for him to be a good shot. But still, it was just all of it was very weird. And again, we get that kind of scenario again.
I mean, you go back to the Lee Harvey Oswald, right? I mean, because again, this guy was a military guy and he was a really good shot. I think he got like 48 or 49 out of 50 shots for his testing. So that meant he was like a true marksman. So again, I mean, again, obviously when he killed, JFK or allegedly killed JFK, depending on your view of the story, like he missed twice and then got him the third time. Because if you look in the tape, like he got his arms hunched up. So he's trying to like block whatever is like being shot at him, but he actually did get shot. I think got shot twice, where basically it went.
It's
through,
the magic bullet theory. They tried to say it was one bullet for a while, and that was part of the issue. But
no, it was he definitely got shot at least twice because obviously the fatal shot killed him. But then there was another shot where allegedly, I'm not sure if it went through like his arm or like some part of the upper body, but it
went through his shoulder and came out of his wrist. They said
it hit the guy in the front. Didn't it hit the front?
And then it hit the senator in front of them. And that's why they said it was a magic bullet because it went in a weird angle. So that's why they're trying to always say there was two shooters, and it's a mess. Obviously, we'll never know the exact truth.
Yeah, I personally believe that there was one shooter because if there was another shooter, we would have known at least some type of where the direction goes. But anyways, guys, I got to go. My phone's about to die. I'll catch y'all later.
Love you, Mustafa. Thank you, bro.
Great to have you. Love you, buddy. Yeah, no, I mean, that's why I've always had silly issues, but like the whole thing that basically came down with Sandy Hook, not that it didn't happen. The way it went down was so bizarre.
Right.
I mean, you see schools now all have cameras and stuff like that, and they tore that school down immediately, and it was like a brand new building too.
Right. Well, it's like the other one where the cops didn't go in to get the kids.
That's the thing.
30 minutes.
And
Uvalde, like
they waited
fuck?
while he was shooting children, time and time again.
There's no chance. Like that's what makes people think conspiracies. It's like it's either people are cowards, stupid, they're that scared, or it was done on purpose. Why would you not? You know what I mean? I have 3 kids, but if I was even walking by the school, I would have been like, we're going in. Like, what are we doing?
And that's eventually what happened. It was like a special forces type officer or SWAT or somebody who was like, fuck it, and went in and forced their way through, and that's when they killed them. But
that's
so much
crazy.
Bullshit. And, well, the thing is, like, here, they said it the other day on the air too, and I've always stuck to this. So EMTs, paramedics, any of that, there's only specific parameters in which they're not supposed to provide aid. If you see like brain matter anywhere, they're done for. If they have more than like 80% of their body at 4th degree burns, if they've been drowning for over a certain period of time, there's like these little catches that have to be followed. And with Sandy Hook, they did not go in. And you're telling me not one child could have been brought to the hospital and maybe survived, or they were all absolutely dead? Like you couldn't try to save one life. There was no one bringing bodies out. It was just a very weird occurrence. You never saw a video or photos of anything of him inside the school. They found his gun inside the trunk of his car outside that they claim shot the kids. Like all that shit makes you think it was hard to line up. And of course the tragedy of it all, and you don't know what's legit and what's not. And sadly with this, I mean, this was just a huge fuck up, I think, and that's going to make people scream conspiracy. But I think it was just an oversight, and you were hearing, there's been budget cuts and the Secret Service isn't that great recently anyways, and they knew this was a risk, but they didn't have enough budget to cover it, and because there should have been somebody on that roof or guarding the entrance to the roof. They already outlined that was a problem. So too many what ifs and not enough answers. That's the sad part.
Yep. No, it's very crazy, bro. It's very weird, and this is why people are suspicious. You know,
how could they not be? You know, it's just very bizarre, and a lot of it doesn't add up, and it doesn't seemingly make a ton of sense. Logic kind of goes out the window, and you're like, well, how is that possible? Because this happened, that happened, you know, those kind of things, and it's just, I don't know. I still just think they were that close to seeing him just watch his head explode on live TV.
We were. It's just crazy that we almost saw that happen.
Almost. We were that close.
Like, dude, can you imagine if we just have, like, it would be chaos in the country.
Oh, I know.
Like, all the people that are like, oh, you just missed. Dude, you don't want that to happen. Like, all the people that are like, oh, why did he have to miss? Dude, if he didn't miss, this country's in chaos.
Oh, absolutely.
There are people
would think, oh, look, they killed him intentionally. Like,
there's people right now going after the Secret Service lady. She's at the RNC or something, and there's a huge problem. There's a huge thing going on with her.
I saw some of that being reported earlier. People are saying that she's to blame because they're not protecting, because now they're involving women.
She is to blame, but not I don't think in a way that you got to go get her, but like in a way that like she should be fired because she's inept.
My uncle's wife, my aunt, is a retired detective, and she looks very young. She had a very, very like youthful look to her. Mm-hmm. So she used to do the decoy type stuff, like what Chris Hansen would do. She, as a detective, she would do that type of stuff, and she would play as like an underage girl online, and it caused a lot of, you know, fucking trauma after a while, dealing with awful pedophiles and all this shit, and a lot of PTSD, and just like how horrific a lot of this interactions were. And it was like they would catch guys 3-4 times at sting houses.
Oh.
And, you know, they'd be like, we just arrested you at this sting last week. Why would you come back? So you know that they're getting kids at certain points in times, or else they wouldn't be out there trying to do it if it wasn't working for them. So it's just awful to hear and see, and
that's crazy.
All that shit. But like you said, you know, the thing with police is, you know, they deal with so much, and you don't realize how much they have to deal with and care for and go through. And it's like, all right, it sucks. It's a lot. And like you said, I really think it would have led to a huge just nationwide war had he been taken out that day.
Because I would have been fired up. Think about how angry and fired up I would have been over this. And like, I'm like,
people would be retaliating against anybody they could blame. And like you said, it would just turn to the streets, I think, and just be a total nightmare.
No, it would be real bad. It would not be good. It would be.
That's why I was upset seeing people celebrate. Oh, how could they, you know, oh, he shouldn't have missed and all this. And you never want to see anybody die, obviously, but they do. So,
yeah, you don't.
As much as I can't, you know, I couldn't stand Trump at that point in time, quote unquote. It wasn't anything where like, oh, I want to see him dead. I was like, no, I didn't want to see him in office. But then it ended up being far, far worse than what we have now. So,
dude, I think
now is far worse.
I think Biden's like a deep state asset, and like I don't really know, so I don't want to see anything happen to him like that. I don't even know because I don't.
But the
really
news all
know.
day today is about them going nuts with the Democrat side, basically everybody under the sun going to Biden and saying, you need to step down. You know, they're trying to show him polls that he can't beat Trump. And so do you think he's going to get replaced?
I mean, I've thought that for a long time that he's going to get replaced, but it sounds like what's going on now is he doesn't want to. He does not want to leave.
No, and they're going to force him to be replaced.
Well, that's the scary thing for Biden now, because look at what they're willing to do to Trump. They'll take Biden out too. I'm serious.
Yeah.
Like, he's old, and they'll, like, Alex Jones.
They could just say he died of old age. No one's going to deny that.
Dude, yesterday, Alex Jones said that's it. They're going to get, I mean, not that Alex Jones is right about everything, but he's like, hey, man, I think that's it. They're going to poison Biden or something. You know, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden today he has COVID. Like, just very weird. Very strange.
And then, like, certain things are like, oh, the shooter acted alone. Also, the FBI still can't get into his cell phone. So how do you know he acted alone if you can't get into his phone? You know, things like that. Like, little things. And it's like, oh, okay, they haven't gotten any data off of it yet because of how it was locked. And they found explosives in his car, explosives in his home, and bomb-making materials. And so there was other plans here, obviously. But I guess he wasn't assumed to be going and putting under fire then. But when the cops flanked from behind, he felt rushed. And that's why he popped off the shots as fast as he could, which led to the, you know, his own demise. But
It's just
Still.
crazy that people think like, oh, well, how did he miss? And it's like, again, it's not that he missed. Trump moved.
I talked about it on Monetize This with you. I used to go shooting in middle school. And when you start, you think like, oh, you just point the gun. It's very hard. You have to control your breathing. You have to know what, and especially any type of shot. Yeah, it's 150 yards out. That's still not an easiest of shots. A good marksman could hit it, but there's factors, and that's what we saw. Wind resistance, bullet drop, gravity, time of day, wind direction. All these things are factored into how the bullet needs to be fired to get it to land where you want it to. So there's a lot of things that need to, and a shit ton of luck, not just skill. Like you said, look at the luck he had by turning his head. You showed it. Had he not turned his head, it was going through the basically back right quarter of his brain where all the main veins are. So he would have bled out pretty much instantly.
Yeah, he would have been done because it would have gone through his brain multiple different areas. It's not just right. It wouldn't have been clean. Like you could come through the side of your head and go out, and you might whatever, but like no way there. It would have gone through too many layers of all of the brain. It's like that would have been
exactly,
and we would have seen that. Like it would have been literally JFK again.
Yeah.
The
thing with JFK, people didn't really see that live for a long time until the Zapruder film came out.
Right.
They really got. I mean, you had it on news stuff, but not to the extent of.
I thought
people
I
heard
know why
about
I always
it.
thought they saw it on the news or live on the. I guess I was wrong. I thought people saw it live.
I don't know if people saw it actually.
I could be
live.
totally wrong and just
you
think
might be
that.
right, but
I could be wrong, and I definitely could be wrong. And it may be just the news replay, but I thought people saw it live. I thought literally they were broadcasting that and the people saw it. But we should look that up. I don't, because I've been saying that for years. So if I'm wrong, I'm repeating some kind of I've obviously misremembered that fact from my life, and I don't know. I thought so, but I've never been corrected before. So I'm going to yell at my mom because I think I've said it to her. And so she should have said, well, no, we didn't see it live.
So I don't think this is the JFK assassination as it happened here. It says I'm trying to look through here. This
it's all right.
Thing.
Hey, chat, you guys can still hit the like button. Welcome. Some people joining us late. We had fucking bombs dropping. Speaking of assassinations, we had bomb. We didn't have bullets. We had bombs dropping over here. Goddamn D. Welsh beat everyone out with $251 big one coming in, and he's going to be the king for the night, it looks like, going home tonight. So thank you to D. Welsh for being a
this
beast.
is so they have live TV, and then Walter Cronkite, I believe it is, comes on air. The president has been shot. Yeah. That the police have a suspect, and then they showed photos and stuff. But no, you didn't see it live on TV.
Okay. Well, thank God. I always thought, man, these people watch this guy's head blow up.
And yeah, no, that it was.
So this would have been the first time because you would have.
The Zapruder film wasn't released for years and years and years. I thought
that would have been devastating.
And that's when people saw in action Zapruder's recording of events. And those two key frames of where you see the gunshot, him recoil forward, and then back was what makes people think there's a second shooter.
Right.
But then they also say that, he ordered the rifle out of a magazine, and he was also involved with Cuba and Russia, and that's why he took out Kennedy. But
well, we think that the government took out.
The government wanted, the
because
CIA
of Cuba.
wanted to take him out.
Because that was the last thing. They asked him for so many things, and he was like, no. And then they're like, hey, let's blow up Miami and say Cuba did it, and then we can go take Cuba.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, we're not going to do that. So they killed him.
So it makes you wonder. But, yeah, I don't know that was on the air. I think Nixon was shown afterwards. I don't know if that was live. It might have been.
It's a great question. I don't know. I thought it was live, but again, I could be misremembering. I could be remembering things like other people said, like we saw. Like I heard comedians would say. I heard there was a comedian that said like we saw Kennedy killed live on TV, and so that adds to making me think it as well. And so I probably just misremembered / heard other people's, their recollection of it being wrong, and so that put mine wrong all these years. So that's crazy. I always thought it was live. That blows my mind.
Yeah, no. So at least not that from what I've seen here.
God, if we
what
had
I've
seen
read.
Trump shot live, like that would have been so insanely terrible. Like it would have been real bad.
Exactly. And people were like, oh, it was just BBs. That's bullshit. But that's not the case because people died. It's like.
Right. I'll give you this. The bandage seemed weird. That's about it. The bandage you put on
I
his
think
ear.
that was just his dramatic, like the way he wrote, much bleeding occurred. That
put a
kind of
bandage on my ear. He knows what he's doing. But he really got shot.
He did get shot, though. Like, holy hell, he just barely survived. And like you said, to see him in that moment act the way he did, that is just such bravery. Like,
he's got to fight. He's got to fight. It ain't fight or flight with Trump. It's crazy, bro. He's got to fight. You would remember. It's so weird, Jake, because we've talked about this several times. We talked about how I told you that in my life, I mostly I feel like I would run from something. Like I would run if there was a problem. But then that cop chasing that guy, and I picked him up, and we went after this guy, and then the guy was fighting the cop, and when he got the cop's gun, my instinct was to spear the guy through the grass, and I couldn't believe I did that because I could have been hurt or something, and I'm like, what am I doing? And so it wasn't until that moment, and then I started thinking about some other moments in my life too, and I was like, fuck, I'm a little bit of a, as long as it's helping someone else, I'm a fight. But
you're a run into danger kind of
person.
But
if it's me, I'm mostly flight.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm like, I'll just get out of this situation. So you don't know that about yourself or to anybody until you're in those positions. So you found out right there what Trump was. Like that's crazy. Like he is a fight person.
You showed exactly his demeanor and what he stands for as a man. Like, holy hell, that was nuts.
Because a lot of people probably would say, and even I might think like, oh, he probably would. Hide behind the Secret Service or something like that. Like you would.
That's what I would have thought of him.
And it's
certainly.
not it.
Seeing him just brave it, he shows his face and shoves it out there, and he's like, "Guess what? Fight! I want to see you all fight." Nuts. I still can't get over that reaction.
And you don't know what anybody would do. We know George Bush would avoid the draft.
Remember when they threw a shoe at George Bush?
Yeah, and he ducked it really well.
Yeah, he dodged that. I don't think he could dodge a bullet.
Well, that's what was crazy to me is even that was like, where the fuck is the security or whatever? Like they let the guy yell at him and then throw the shoe, and I'm surprised the guy wasn't like his head wasn't blown off like right away.
Exactly.
Come on out, you rapist!
Oh shit, Drew Barr.
Oh shit.
He became a member. Jake, you got to run, man. It's fucking really late now.
It is late indeed, but I will see you this weekend for Monetize This. I hope you stay sexy. Everybody in the chat, thank you for keeping it real all night. Z Payne, you sexy bastard. D Welsh, Ghost from the Coast. All nothing but love. But I'm happy that everybody had a good night, and I will see you all Saturday.
All right, baby. Saturday night, Monetize This. We're taking drugs. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Well, maybe we will, actually. I don't know.
Little. Hey, there we go.
Nice teeth. Jake DeMarco, baby, coming in, staying late tonight. Jakey Poo on late with us tonight. Real late with us tonight. How about that? Jakey. Yeah, Trump's a billionaire. He doesn't have to be president. I know. I mean, dude, I really believe it at this point. I know I shouldn't, and there's a part of me that's like, you shouldn't believe it, but I really do believe that he's actually concerned about the country. I mean, I know that's crazy. There's probably some Democrats who are like, what the fuck are you, stupid Joe? But like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm suckered. I don't know. But like, I saw the 4 years he gave us, and he did pretty well. I was doing a lot better. You know what I mean? And before, I just thought he wanted it for ego, to be the president for ego and all that sort of thing for ego. And maybe it still is a lot for ego. I think Trump is driven a lot by ego, but I don't know, man, it feels like there's something else to it too, because why would you do this? Why would you put your whole family's lives at risk, your life at risk, your businesses at risk, everything at risk? I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe for power, and that's because, like, what else do you have? You've got all this money all over the years. You've done everything. You've been on TV. You have businesses. Trump's had a lot of failures, but he always comes out of the failures on top. It's fucking crazy. Trump's life is nuts. It's like it's weird. It's like Trump's life is like it's like a message from somewhere or something. Like, watch this guy be ultra successful, then completely fuck something up to where he should have lost everything, and then watch him come out even greater after that happens. How the fuck does this guy do this? I'm not kidding, guys. Everything from the first real estate situation in New York, like before that, when his first with his school, like going bankrupt, you know, before whatever it was, filing for the bankruptcies, you know, like the Trump fucking university shit and some of this other shit that didn't work out. And then he gets on TV and blows everything back up again. And then, like, it's just so many things. And then, you know, oh, I'm gonna run for president now. And oh, they smear him and do all these things, but then he wins. You know what I mean? And then if he then he loses to Joe Biden epically, like the biggest, they say, election ever or whatever, with the most votes for Joe Biden ever. You know, then he does the January 6th stuff, which looks really bad, and Trump looks really bad on his way out, and the whole thing looks terrible. But now he's running, and he's like a fucking megastar again somehow, and it's like he could win this time, and he becomes president again for a second term 4 years later. When has that happened? Does anybody remember? When the fuck did we have a president for 4 years, then that guy lose, and then come back and be president again? Has that even happened? Does anybody know? I don't think that's happened, has it? And then during the campaigning for that, there's an assassination attempt. The Secret Service, not all of them, some of the Secret Service did a great job, but some of the Secret Service botched this shit. The police and everybody seemingly working against him and botch it. And then the guy gets the shot off, and it would have killed him, but Trump moves his head slightly out of nowhere, and the bullet misses, and he doesn't die. And he just gets bigger and bigger. They're going to indict him, and he gets bigger, and it doesn't work. And, like, it's fucking crazy. Whether you love him or hate him or whatever, you've got to be looking at this like, what is this guy? What is this? Like, he should have been done in the 70s, in the was it late 70s, when he fucked up some of that real estate stuff at first and pissed off all of those New Yorkers, and he blew it, and then he comes back stronger. It's just like, what is this guy? This guy is the king of, like, failing or hitting rock bottom at something and then blasting up out of it even, like, amazing. Like, better. It's so strange. Like, it's like a destiny sort of thing in a weird way. And I know that for some people, they're like, give me a break. The guy's disgusting and that's all. But no, I'm serious. If you don't really know about him, go watch documentaries on Trump. It's like some weird shit is going on with this guy. It's like, does he have a time travel device where he has the failure, but then he knows how to come out of it? So he does exactly what he needs to do to come out of it? It's fucking crazy. I'm baffled by the VP pick as well, Derek. I don't understand it. I think J.D. Vance is a weirdo. I watched a lot of stuff on J.D. Vance, and he had a good story at first, I thought, about his mother and his terrible childhood, and he's come out of it. But, dude, J.D. Vance is a lying weirdo. The guy is just like Kamala Harris. I'm telling you guys, J.D. Vance and Kamala Harris are literally like brother and sister. They're both extreme liars, and they're in their position. They will suck whatever to be where they are. It's very strange. Very strange VP pick. I do not like this. At first, I liked him. I thought, this guy seems like a sweet guy. It's going to be good. And then I looked into him more, and I heard more, and then I started hearing his contradictions, his fakery, And then I heard about what he said about Trump before, but now he's the VP. Just fucking weird. What the fuck kind of VP pick is this? So my theory is this, guys. What is Trump besides a salesman? He's a fucking marketer. What did everybody say? Vivek Ramaswamy was a guy that people thought would be Trump's guy. They thought Vivek and Trump would be good. So many others could be good with Trump. But I'm telling you guys, I figured it out, and I don't know. Unfortunately, I don't have the picture. I wish I had the picture. Where is it? Here it is. Guys, it's already on the fucking merch. And Trump already did this with Pence. This is so obvious. No, it's not about the religious right and trying to make sure he gets the religious right. Yes, that is part of it. But it's not about that, guys. It's about fucking T-shirts and hats and all that shit and signs. That's what it's about. Ramaswamy doesn't fucking fit on a hat. Do you know what does fit on a sign and a hat and a T-shirt? Vance. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 letters. 5 letters in Trump. Do you know how much money it costs every time you need to print another letter? It's by the fucking letter. Trump, Vance, 2024. Boom. Trump, Pence, 2024. Boom. Trump, Ramaswamy? Nope. That shit's going to cost us millions, and that ain't going to fit on the fucking hat. I don't want anybody with more letters in their name than me. Fucking Vance. That's exactly why Vance is the pick. I 100% believe this is about marketing, money, and all that shit. And because it fits on a fucking sign. There is no chance in hell that it's any... Because how could you pick this guy? Why would you pick this guy otherwise? It's a weird pick. This guy is the male Kamala Harris. Unbelievably weird pick to me. I don't like it at all. Don't like it. I wanted Tulsi Gabbard or somebody like that. Sorry, it's a weird pick to me. So I think it's about marketing and T-shirts. You know? Vance is to cater to the Midwest. Yeah, I think that really is it, though, Mastodon. We're joking around about the size of the sign and everything. But yeah, it's really just to cater to the Midwest people. He did it with Pence. He didn't pick Pence because he loved Pence, and Pence is, Trump doesn't even agree with Pence. That's what I'm saying to you. Pence was a savage when it came to women and abortions. Pence is a sick bastard. Pence is a sick anti-woman bastard. I don't like Pence. But Trump picked Pence because he knew that those Bible thumpers were going to be like, oh, thank God. They could feel safe because his mouth and everything he does, and he could get somebody who's got the whatever. So I think that that's what it is, because Trump isn't right-wing enough. Trump is too liberal. Trump is such a liberal. Like, he's really kind of a liberal, but he's running Republican. So Trump has to pretend to be certain ways, sort of a little bit, but he's not too fake about it, but he's smart. Trump doesn't do things because he wants to lie to get the position in a way. It's like he sort of knows what he has to do to win. Like, I don't know why. Why do I give him a pass? When it comes to other people, I think they're liars and fake, and so I'm not voting for them. But when it comes to Trump, I know he does certain things because he knows how to win, even though it may not be his true heart. But for some reason, there's something about Trump. He's done it forever. When they said he was a racist for not allowing black people to live in those apartments or those houses that he built in New York or whatever it was, It's not that Trump was like, I don't want black people. I don't like black people. It wasn't about that at all. But it was, because he went and said, well, if we have black families live in the buildings, this real estate will go down. And I want the most expensive, highest real estate we can get. Don't let those people live in these buildings. We're only going to bring in wealthy white people, or at least white people. That way because the system is racist, right? The system was racist. And because the system was racist, Trump was going to play that to his advantage. And you have to say that is racist to block out a certain race so that you can try to drive real estate properties to the highest amount you can. You know, that's a strategy and whatever, and it's about making money for him. So any way he can make money, he was going to do it. When personally, I don't think he actually wanted, actually thinks less of black or white people, but because financially it was a win, he did it. And it wasn't right, and it's not right, but it's, you know what I mean? He'll win it. My point is he'll win at any cost, even if it's wrong. You know what I mean? It's certainly not godlike or whatever you want to call it. But so that's what it is. That's, as long as you know that, going in, that's what the deal is. So very, very interesting stuff there, and in a lot of places. So anyway, rant is over. Giving you those rants. What's up? Sorry. But yeah, man, we got to say thank you as I'm on my way out of here. Just crazy, bro. Chris Elkins started the night with $50. The Soundwave 92 with the Turkeys donation. He's always known for that one. Matt Colon, AJ Adams, Z Payne dropped 60. D Welsh then. Allison Tuckwab. What up, Allison? Z Payne, Haystacks Monet. Ghost from the Coast. Ghost from the Coast dropped $250. And then D Welsh fired back with a $251 to beat him out and become the king of the night, it looks like. So shout out to D Welsh for doing that, man. Thank you guys for dropping bombs tonight. I can't believe I'm awake still at 1:40 in the morning. This is fucking crazy. Thank you for dropping bombs. Thanks for being crazy. This was crazy. It'd been wow. I mean, it was a crazy night. Joe Biden's a super spreader at a Mexican restaurant in Las Vegas just 1 hour before he announced he had COVID. Well, he probably didn't know it then, but Joe Biden just gave COVID to like 90 people. There's video of it. I don't know, man. Although they have the capability to rig shit. Yeah, Derek Hans. No, Derek, it's going to be Michelle Obama. It could be Michelle. It could be Kamala. It could be Gavin Newsom. God, Nikki Haley makes me sick to my stomach. Yeah, J.D. Vance said people that support Trump are idiots. J.D. Vance also thinks the people that come across the border are the reason why his mother had a addiction or whatever. But he used to hate his mother, so I don't understand that. His mom's an abusive person. Very strange. Very strange man. J.D. Vance, he doesn't really agree with abortion, but then he fully supports all abortions, even if a 10-year-old is raped. But then he doesn't really support that, but he does, and he's all over the place with that. The guy's a weirdo. I don't like him, really. And but he seemed like such a great person, and he's got a great story, and he wrote a great book. But then 7 years ago, he decided to run, and he sort of laughed it off, like, why would I run? You know, I feel like I'd be like a used car salesman. And I kind of believed it, and I want to believe him, but there's something wrong about him. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Something's up. Very strange. I wish Tulsi was picked. But anyway, D. Welsh is the king of the night, it looks like. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't think there's any more donos coming in now. So let's give it up for D. Welsh. AEW had a successful night, in my opinion, tonight. I liked AEW Dynamite. So there's that. It's been a while. Thank you, AEW, for entertaining me tonight. Finally, baby. Let's play that D Wells song as we get out of here, baby, and hit that like button. D Wells, $251. Good night. I'll see you Saturday night from Monetize This, and maybe a little bit of something in between, but for sure Saturday night, baby. Be here Saturday night. Monetize This. It's gonna be a wacky night. Yeah.